Good morning. It's the Last Minute Laura Show. Good morning. Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I have a yarn haul. Today is going to be a huge yarn haul day because I got like maybe 100 new balls of yarn. Is that ridiculous? Maybe it's not 100. We're gonna have to make a count, but I have so much new yarn because I had 3 different yarn accumulation situations this weekend. First, my sister and I went to the thrift store, and at the thrift store, I got 3 bags of yarn for $1 each, I think. Yeah, so I paid $3 and I got like 6 or 7 balls of yarn, like full skeins of yarn. And then I was gonna buy more at the thrift store because it looks like someone's whole collection was donated. And my little sister said, don't buy all of this. I don't want my yarn collection. And I said, ma'am, what do you mean? And she said, I'm about to have a baby. I am not going to be crocheting for another year, and I'm happy to replace my stash when I'm ready to crochet. I'd rather have all of the yarn out of my house right now than store it for a year while I raise the new baby. And if I want to crochet, I'll go get more yarn. And I said, are you sure? She said, yes, absolutely. So I went over to my sister's house and I went through her stash, and everything that I was interested in, I got to take. And then on top of all of that, my mom came. We had a family dinner. Oh, it looks like I'm having a little bit of a crap out on the stream here. Hold on a sec. Sorry, guys. If it's choppy, it's sorting itself out. It looks like it's... Actually, never mind. It looks like it sorted itself out already. I just noticed the internet dropped for a second. Sorry. Anyway, then my mom came over to my sister's house. We were having like a little family afternoon, and she brought 6 balls of yarn that she got that came with like a kit that she got at a discounted price. And she was like, are these anything? And I was like, yarn is everything, Mom. It's amazing. So I had 3 separate situations where I got yarn on the weekend. 1, I purchased. 2, I was gifted hand-me-down, and 3, my mom gifted me a bunch. So I ended up with all of this yarn, and I want to go through it and have you help me figure out what we're going to do with it, because I need to have projects for all of this. There are a lot of small balls of yarn or small like skeins. Like this is a 2-ounce, 50-gram ball of yarn, and it's 50% wool, 50% acrylic. This is Beehive Aran yarn, fisherman's knit, machine washable. This is like an old skein. Same with some of these are like old, like they were my sister's that were handed down to her that she's handed down to me. So some of them are super old. Some of them though are brand new. My sister just didn't make anything with them. Like this guy here, this is the Craft Smart Value Jacquard yarn, and it's 215 yards. It feels like she's already used some of this, but there's tons of these half-used balls of yarn, you know, like a bunch of handicraft or cotton. Good morning, Louisa. Good morning, Lebo. Good morning, Lori. Nice to see you. Ooh, it's all the L's this morning. Nice to see you. Love using all the emojis. Louisa there. The whole gang. I guess there's 2 birds. We'll add another bird to the gang. There we go. Good morning. Nice to see you all. Welcome, welcome. As you come in, don't forget to click the thumbs up button somewhere down here. There's a little thumbs up. Click the like button because it helps the channel, and you're already here hanging out with us and you want to see all of this yarn, so you might as well click the like button. So, what do you say? Should we jump right in to all the different colors? Here's the other thing. I was sorting it yesterday, or I was trying to, and I was like, I'll put all of the green yarn together. I'll put all the blue yarn, all the pink yarn, all the yellow, and the red. Oh, excuse my yawning. And then I realized maybe I should be putting them together by fiber rather than by color, like by thickness maybe. I'm planning on putting them into like Ziploc bags, the ones I'm not going to be using right away, just so that they are completely safe from any moth damage or from the birds getting interested in, you know, going on a little string adventure, which the birds sometimes try to do. But for some reason, I thought at first that doing it by color would be the right choice. Now I'm thinking by thickness or by fiber. Because if I'm making a sweater, I'm not just going to say, like, I'll make a green sweater with whatever green I have. I'll make one out of a number 3 weight, right? What an incredible yarn haul. Deborah, we haven't even gotten into it yet. Wait till you see the yarn that is in this haul, because there are some beautiful yarns here. There are some that are, like, whatever to me. One of those is like this color. I don't like this color of yellow, but this is 100% acrylic Patton's Beehive craft yarn. This is one of those hand-me-down ones that is, it's super thick and it's old, but the color of it, when is the plant pot cover going to be uploaded? Really looking forward to making that. That one is coming out tomorrow. It is not uploaded yet because I'm not finished. I'm going to finish it today after the stream, but it's coming out tomorrow. Is it on a plant pot near me? It is. I just don't know where. But yeah, that one's coming out tomorrow. The Plant Pot Cozy. That's this guy here. So I made this really cute basket weave plant pot cozy with a scalloped top edge. It's got an open base so that your drainage hole is not obstructed. So you can keep this on like a tray or whatever so that you can water your plant without having the cozy get wet. However, I made mine out of acrylic, so it's totally washable anyway, no issue. Anyway, like I was saying, this color is ugly. So there are some colors in the mix that are ugly. They all have their purpose. You know what I mean? Like, it's ugly, but it'll work for the center of a flower, or it'll work for the eyes of the Very Hungry Caterpillar, that sort of thing. Isn't it funny? I was just saying I need a whole bunch of green yarn to make my Very Hungry Caterpillar thing, and then I got all of these fun new yarns. So I'm going to bring my overhead camera into the picture here so that I can show you each of the yarns up close, because I want you to be able to see them like really a little bit more detailed than what I'm just showing you from overhead or from in front. I'm trying to keep the microphone at a good height, but also like out of my way. Let's clean the camera lens, shall we? There we go. But I have so much yarn now, so I don't need to go shopping for yarn, which is a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because it saves me money, but it's a curse because shopping for yarn is fun. Okay, so here is my overhead shot. Let's have a look, see if I can get myself... Oh, I would love to make the Hungry Caterpillar for my grandson. Well, my plan for the Hungry Caterpillar, Lori, is to actually make it like a... Is this going to be a better way to show you? Right here or right here? I feel like I can cover the mic with myself. And that way I can kind of come over just a little more. The Very Hungry Caterpillar, the plan for that is for it to be a cocoon, to make a cocoon. So here's that ugly yellow. It doesn't look as ugly on the camera. It's a little bit more pale. There's a really pretty yellow in here. I'll show you what it looks like. And then maybe you'll be able to see the difference. On camera, they look almost the same. This one is like green, and this one is like orange, if we were detailing the way the color is. This one is ugly, and this one is pretty. One is warm toned, one is cool toned. Again, both will find their uses. They just need to be used for the correct project. So let's actually go through all of the yellow ones first, because there's quite a bunch. I guess I put a bunch of warm colors together here. I've got a few different yellows. I think this one is the same as that one. But I've also got like it's so much more saturated than it is in real life. Hold on, let me try and adjust the colors to make them appear a little bit more like realistic. I don't know. It feels like they're very, nope, hold on. Let's see what I can do here. The red is just so aggressive. It doesn't look that red in real life. still doesn't look right. I'm trying my best here, guys. I feel like that's close. Okay, that's probably closer. Okay, so here's the colors now. Now you can see that this one's uglier, right? Anyway, I want to make a cocoon. I want to make a real, very hungry caterpillar cocoon. That's what I was thinking would be fun. Okay, so there's all the yellows that I have now. So I have a good selection of yellow yarns. There's a few that are like wool. This is wool and this is wool. So this is a very pale, creamy yellow, but still lovely. Everything is still useful in its specific situation. Then I've got some oranges that are very soft orange. Like this is creamsicle orange, which is lovely. And then there's this like dark, it's right in between red and orange. I know it looks really orange on camera, but it has red to it. Like, there's like a true Christmas red, and there's the orange. But if you look at the orange next to, do I have anything that's like a true orange? No. But if you look at it next to this like golden color, maybe you can tell there's a bit more red to it. But there wasn't much red. My sister's not a big red user, so I just have a few, and they're kind of berry shades of red. These ones are wool, and they're gorgeous. But I've been putting the red and the yellow together, the red, orange, and yellow together, because I just don't have a ton of it, so it all fit into one basket. There's a ton of acrylic now that's added to my stash, because my sister uses predominantly acrylic, which is cool, because I don't usually aim for acrylic, but lately I've been wanting to use it more because a lot of baby clothes don't do well as wool, because like, who's gonna wash them the way they want to be washed, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so there's this other ball of yarn that I'm excited to use. This was the last Christmas present that my grandpa, actually, it probably wasn't his last Christmas, but it was the last time my sister and I got like chosen Christmas gifts from my grandpa. We both went to Michael's, and we were told, go, you have $50 to spend on whatever you want. And at the time at Michael's, there was this huge clearance, and this yarn was being cleared out for like 50 cents, I want to say. So we spent $50, and we each got 50 to 70 balls of yarn at that time. This was years and years ago. Anyway, my sister has 2 balls of yarn left from that huge thing, that huge final Christmas of gifts, and this is one of them. This is called Coral Reef. It's loops and threads, so that means it's from Michael's. It's polyester yarn, 100 grams of it, and it has 170 yards. Number 4 medium, and it's so soft, it's so smooth, and it's like buttery. It's so pretty, and look at the colors in it. Isn't that pretty? And it's like loosely spun, like it kind of, like it feels like it's easy to pull apart. Is it? No, not quite easy to pull apart, but it looks like it is. I feel like that could make a really pretty knitted item. I don't know what we'll knit, but maybe something. And then there's also this really pretty mauve color. Was there another one of this? Yeah, so there's 2 of these. These are the Beehive Shetland Chunky, the Patton's Beehive Shetland Chunky. These ones are old. These are 75% acrylic, 25% wool. Hey there, Candy. And excuse me, did I say hi, Deborah? Hi, Deborah. 75% acrylic, 25% wool, and it's 50 grams, which it doesn't tell me. Oh, 82 yards. So that's not very much at all. But it could work inside of another project, and I have 2 colors. Are the colors named? No, just like the lot number. I don't think so. Made in Canada, we love that. Yeah, no color name. Just a pretty mauve purple, and then a nice like base color gray. And then in gray, there was actually a couple other balls of yarn in my sister's yarn stash and in the thrifted yarn. This is like a green gray. It looks gray on camera, but when you look at it next to like a true gray, it still looks gray. Let's see if I can find a way to make it look less gray. I promise it has like a green hue to it. Maybe my camera can tell. Am I crazy? The color is called medium gray. Maybe it just looks green because of the container it's in. So this one is 100% acrylic, worsted weight, medium gray. This is 50 grams. How many yards do we get here? You gonna tell me? No? You're just gonna let me figure it out? Cool, I love that for me. I hate when they do that. Why don't you just tell us how many yards? I like knowing. Anyway, I've got some really beautiful grays now. So I've got a really beautiful dark gray. This is a wool. I think that I might put all of the wool into a Ziploc bag that I can seal. Here's another wool. This is a darker gray. I can feel the wool. I feel the wool of it all. I think this one and this one are the same. But very pleased with the amount of gray that I have now, because usually I only have one gray at a time. The idea of having 4 or 5 grays at a time seems pretty exciting. You know, your life is at its most exciting when you're getting pumped up about the colors of gray yarn that you have. Taking care of morning chores. Very good, Candy. Good job. Okay, so this is the one I was showing you at the beginning that I'm really excited to use. So it has what it looks like when it's knitted up into a scarf. Those are the stripes of colors. But if I don't follow the scarf pattern, I should be able to get a different type of pooling. I just like all the colors that are in here. I think this one is going to be one that I'm excited to use. So I think I'll leave that one up forward so I can wind that into a ball. I also now have quite the stash of cotton, which is awesome because cotton is one of those things that is always good for my tutorials. I make a lot of like stitch tutorials and I like to use the Bernat Handicrafter cotton for when I'm doing a crochet stitch tutorial, because it's so, like, the stitches are so visible and clean. So now I have a mixed variegated ball. I have 3 variegated balls now in these 3 colors. And then I've got lots of pink. I now have, I think the rest of those were mine. I think it was just these 2 that are new from my sister. But still, happy to have more cotton. Can't go wrong with more yarn. Also, I have a whole ton of blue now, like way more blue than I really need, but you know, can't go wrong with more. I've got a couple of variegated. That was from the thrifted, I think. This one's also thrifted. I think that one's thrifted also. I think these 2 actually might be from my sister. But lots of different options now. These 2 are different colors, different brands, but the same feel. They're both like silky, which is really nice. And I like that there's a few different kinds of blue in here. Like there's some cool, that's purple, Laura. That's not blue. There's a few different kinds of blue, which I think is going to be great for different projects. This is also wool. I think I am going to, you know what I'm going to do before I even play with all of the yarn? I'm going to just start putting the wool aside because I think I want to know, are you 2 the same? Because you're not wool, are you? Aren't you half wool? You're 25% wool. You feel very wool. Are you the same? Yeah, you are. These are both the same thing. Okay, and then that's wool as well. And then so is this. And then so is that. And this one is also wool. And this one is also wool. And you as well are wool. Okay, so does it look like we're going to be making another wool sweater? Because to me it does. Do you think you are wool? Let's see. No. But you are. I can tell. There's some yarns that just, you can feel the wool. Some yarns, like a more expensive wool, it can be harder to feel because they've processed it to make it super smooth and soft. But certain wool, you touch it and you're like, that there, I tell you what, that's wool. Okay, that's it for that. Okay, is there any wool in the pink yarns? Pinks and purples. Do I have any wool here? No, this is all acrylic. So I have a bunch of pink and purple as well, and I'll show you that in just a minute once I get a Ziploc bag for all of this wool. I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited to be able to choose to make whatever I'm in the mood to and know that I have the quantity of everything to make. Like I have sweater quantities of things right now. Let me just grab a large Ziploc bag that I can put these in. We are almost at the point where it's time to buy Ziploc bags yet. We haven't bought Ziploc bags in a couple of years now because we got a Costco pack. Okay, so I'm gonna just put these gorgeous balls of wool into a Ziploc bag, and that is what I'm gonna do with this Ziploc bag. You look so cute. Thank you. You're so nice, Louisa. I'm gonna put these balls of wool in the freezer, or I think maybe I'll put them outside. It might be too warm outside today. But I'm gonna put them into freezing conditions for a couple days. Maybe I'll put these out in the garage for a week even, just to make sure there is no new moth stuff making its way into my home. You know, I have like rage when it comes to moths, and since some of this stuff is from the thrift store, the chance that it is already infected with moth it's not zero. So I don't see any evidence. The yarn smells like it is clean. It doesn't have any smell to it. No like smoke smell, no musty smell. Very clean. My sister kept it in a sealed Rubbermaid tote, but the ones from the thrift store could be from any situation. So I do want to give them I want to give them the opposite of the benefit of the doubt. I want to assume that they're infected so that I take enough care to not accidentally create the same problem I had last year where I was dealing with trying to eradicate clothing moths. I don't remember what they're called. They have cloth moth? That might be what they're called, a cloth moth. I will not have to eradicate the cloth moths again if I can just stay on top of keeping them all dead. So I have moth traps, and the moth traps are super useful. I haven't been catching any for the last, several weeks, maybe month. So I think that I've got the population down. I think that I've killed off every moth in my home. Every time that I would pull out a sweater from a pile, a moth would flutter away, and the only thing they eat is cloth, so you can't even trap them with stuff. But I found some moth traps on Amazon, and I loaded up, and I put them all throughout every room that had fabric in it, that had yarn in it, and that had fabric or yarn or anything wool. And so far, I think I've done well. Oh my God, I just got so nauseous. Where is that from? Oh my goodness. Sorry, I just need to drink water. I just got ugh. That should help. Oh, I don't know where that came from. Oh, that felt awful. You know, like when you get dizzy and then your mouth fills with spit, like you're gonna throw up? That just happened for no reason. Anyway, yeah, I will not have moths, is my point. I will not have moths back in my home. We are moth-free. We're a moth-free home now, and I'm going to keep it that way by freezing all of the yarn that could contain any moth life forms. No moth life forms welcome in my home. But that also means I'm going to be not using wool for a little bit because this is going to be out of commission while it is in its freezing era. So I'm gonna have all these acrylics to use, which is exciting. There's quite a few colors now. My sister was planning on making a, Laura, you good? No chance the next baby will be y'all's? Oh my God. Definitely not. Thank goodness for IUDs. No. Laura, you good? Can you imagine? No, I can't. Oh, you know what? I didn't take my meds today. I don't know if that's at all possibly related, but I did forget to take my meds. So let's do that. Usually that doesn't have anything to do. Those don't cause nausea. They don't help from nausea. I'm pretty sure I'm going to say I'm 90. How effective is an IUD? 99%? I'm 99% sure that I'm not pregnant. That's how effective. I'm whatever the amount of effectiveness an IUD is, that's how sure I am. Yes, it looks like a lot of pills, but that's just because they're important. You don't need to worry about it. 1 for ADHD, 1 for anxiety, 1 for depression. It's fine. Ugh. Anyway, I'm 99.9% sure that there's no baby on the way. I'll keep you posted. But no. But there is a baby on the way. It's just not mine. My sister Julia is so pregnant right now. She's 9 months pregnant. She's due in 2 weeks, which is crazy. That means she could have her baby at any moment, which is why we got together this weekend. We went over to her house. It was honestly, we usually go over to my parents' house on the weekends just to have lunch, but the roads suck still here. It sucks. So my sister was like, instead of going to the farm, can we just invite my parents to Julia's house? And she said she invited them. And then they were like, yeah, for sure. We'll do lunch at your place. We'll bring lunch. So they brought shawarma, which was amazing, or shawarma, whatever, which was amazing. And we all just hung out and spent time. We called the rest of the family who wasn't present because they don't live nearby. This is wool as well. I think I'll just put this in as is. Of course, it's now too full. Why? Why are you like this? Anyway, we got to spend family time together, which is always nice, but Julia and I went to the thrift store in the morning, and then we also went, and Alex was there, but it was mostly just my sister and me hanging out. Anyway, we went there to the thrift store, and by the time we finished at the thrift store, we ended up going to Costco after. After we finished at Costco, she was like, I can't walk anymore today. That's it. I can't walk anymore today. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Let's go home. And then we went back to her house and she was dead to the world. She's literally if she could have her baby today, literally she could have her baby today. Lizbeth, dear Elizabeth. I like Lilybet better than Lizbeth. Well, neither of those are going to be the name. I get to choose the nickname because my sister is going to call her Elizabeth because that's going to be her daughter's name. I'm going to call her Betty or Beth. I haven't decided which one yet. It's pretty much when I see her and start talking to her, that's when I'll know what to call her. But Beth or Betty. Both of those are nice. Roll them like you are a bee. Hexagons. Roll them like you are a bee. Hexagons. For the ball of yarn? What do you mean? I just hold it in my hand and then twist my fingers as I go like this. I'm doing this as I do this. So then it ends up rolling around. Anyway, I'm very excited for Elizabeth to be born, but I'm also anxious about it because it's at any moment, at any time, this baby could be born. Just, we're on baby watch, and my sister is so pregnant and so sore. I feel so bad for her because she's just, I know it's all natural, whatever, but it looks rough. It does not look like it's fun. Oh, I was making a joke because Hexagon's packing an easier ball. Oh, so I could fit more in the bag. True. I don't want to have 2 bags of wool. Anyway, yeah, we're on baby watch now. We're basically just like, at any moment, this woman is gonna pop. And I'm so pumped for her, but I'm also anxious about it because it's scary. Like, last time she was induced with Alistair, so she knew when she was having him. Like, it was pre-planned. She still had to do labor and stuff, but, like, she had an idea. Like, I'm going into the hospital. When I leave the hospital, I will leave with a baby. Whereas right now, it's like, she's not being induced this time. It's just whenever it happens. Which could be today, or it could be in 2 weeks, or it could be in 3 weeks. Like, she could be pregnant for 41 weeks. That's crazy. She won't be. There's no way. The way that she feels right now could not go on for 3 weeks. There's no chance that it could happen for 3 weeks. I'm so excited for the seeds and the babies. Oh, I'm excited for you guys to receive your seeds. They're all shipped out, so they're on their way to you. So keep an eye on the mailbox, but, this feels awful. Why does this feel so bad? It's 50% wool, 50% acrylic, but it's like from 1970. You know, some yarn ages just fine, and some yarn really doesn't. And that one did not age really nice. Okay, what are you made of? Please don't have any wool. Please be wool free. 100% polyester, good. Because there's no more room in the wool bag. The wool bag is now full. The wool bag is full bag. Let's see, can we close it? And of course, my dad and mom brought a bunch of things for us whenever we see them right now. I'm pretty sure they're like trying to empty their fridge or freezer because every time we see them, there is... Okay, I'm just going to leave it open. It's probably fine. Do you think I could squish it down by like stepping on it? Will it rip? Does that yarn mix feel kind of greasy or waxy in a way? No, it doesn't. It feels like plastic, like the way that cheap acrylic does. Like when yarn gets old, when acrylic yarn gets old, or when wool yarn gets old, there's this feeling, and it's like plasticky. I can't zip it. There's all the wool. So now we have the wool organized. That's a good feeling. Now I can show you, maybe we can get the cotton put away in the same way. Just because cloth moths love to eat everything that is, sit on the bag, that's a good idea. They love to eat everything that is a natural fiber. So wool and cotton are both at risk from cloth moths. And since I currently don't have any, knock on wood, cloth moths in my home, I would like to do whatever I can to ensure that they never return. I hate those things so much. I don't think you understand the hatred I have for those things. They have destroyed so much yarn from me. So much of my yarn stash I ended up having to dispose of. And when I say dispose of, I chopped it up and put it outside for the birds so they could make their nests out of it. But still, it was wasted. It was supposed to be used for something, and then the dang moths got it. Okay, so there's the cotton. Sit on the bag is what I'm gonna do. By the way, it's a sweatpants kind of day. Some days are just sweatpants days, you know? And Monday is the day for me. You know what else today is? The day I get my, what's it called? My fillings fixed. So I have 2 fillings on the right side of my mouth that are just old. They're from when I was like 15 or something. And, I don't think I even need to sit on this one. That could be great. Anyway, today is the day I'm getting them fixed. I don't need to get any fillings as far as I know. They're just gonna grind around the outside of the filling. Apparently, over time, fillings start to break down, and then they have to either replace them or repair them. And I don't need them replaced. I just need, the dentist just said that I needed the outside of it. Are you wool? Please don't be wool. Good, acrylic. That I just need the outside of the filling to sort of be ground down because it's become rough over time. And I knew it had become rough because I can feel it with my tooth. And I asked, do you need to like do anything? And he said, I don't even need to freeze it. We're just going to be like cleaning up the edge. So that's cool. This still won't close. Do you think you could sit on this in a chair?
When?
Right now, just right here. Just for a sec. I just need to zip this up. But it has too much air in it. But I can't sit on it because I'm not strong enough. Just right here. No, it's too big. Thank you. That's all. I might need to do 2 bags. That's all. It's all right. I tried my best. Doesn't fit. It's okay. I have a second bag. I was just hoping to use this for some of the acrylic, but it's all right. We'll just put some of the other wool in here. No problem. There. Now you should be able to do up. Good. There. I lost a filling, so I just have a tooth missing a chunk. Love the U.S. dental industry. Yeah, well, I haven't had any fallout, so that's good. But apparently they need to clean up the edge of 2 of them on my right side. But he said I wouldn't need any freezing, there wouldn't be any pain, and I don't need new fillings. So it's not a big deal. But it's something that I'm happy. As soon as this is done, I'm going to be all finished getting caught up with my teeth, which is great because I have a lot of anxiety about the dentist. Not about the dentist. I have a lot of anxiety about them saying, we have to take all of your teeth out. You are now going to be toothless. Luckily, that is not what we're having happen. Just a bit of a tidy up. All right, now I want to weave. I want to wind this into a ball, and then we'll get into some of the other yarns I have on the table here. I can just feel this is not a full skein, so I want to put it in a ball. Also, because then I can work on it. I want to play with it, and to play with it, it needs to be in ball format. I have a second aloe vera plant, though. That's exciting. Potting it today. Oh, cool. My mom is already transplanting her first seedlings, which is crazy. It is February 24th, but look at me. It's not even March, or it's almost March, and I still haven't started planting, which is a little bit stressful. I'm not going to lie. I do want to get started on planting, and I made a list of the plants that I need to get started. So the seeds that require 8 to 10 weeks, that's what I made my list of, and I'll show it to you. So I've got my 8 to 10 week seeds listed here. Let me just pull this out of the way. Good. And those include my snapdragons, sweet peas, verbena, angelonia, echinacea, rudbeckia, salpiglossis, Iceland poppies, prairie smoke, wedding bells, hollyhock, hosta, marigold, statice, salvia, phlox, cypress vine, dahlia, and pansy. So those are all of the ones that I should be planting like this week or next week. And then the following, like 2 weeks later, I'll start another grouping of plants. But this is the first group. This does not include cosmos or zinnias because those ones are much quicker. These are the 8 to 10 week plants. So these are the ones that are going to require a little bit of extra time to actually get started. And some of these are actually outdoor starts. Like I think I'll be starting a lot of my sweet peas outside, but I'll put them out next week. I'll pot them up in pots outdoors. And yes, they will freeze. And yes, they will take a long time to germinate, but they are happy to do so outside. There's a few that I need to cold stratify. There's a few that need cold stratification, like the prairie smoke. I think the Iceland poppies, the cypress vine, the pansies, the hosta, maybe even the hollyhock. There's a few that require winter temperatures, and I will give them winter temperatures before seeding them. I might even do cold starts for all of them. We'll see. That's what's exciting for plant stuff. That being said, I don't have my stuff started. Like I don't have any of my seed starting ingredients or requirements of any kind. We'll get there. I'm not super concerned. I do have it on like the back of my mind. Like, I need to bring the shelves up from downstairs, or do I start my seeds downstairs? That doesn't really sound fun to me. But there's so much stuff everywhere. Like, maybe I do need to just pack up a bunch of stuff for the seed starting season. It just feels sad to do that. But I can. I'll survive it. We'll do what we need to do. Is fleabane good for anything? I don't know what fleabane is, so couldn't tell you. Probably. Everything's good for something. I don't know what it's good for, but everything's good for something. So, oh, Google. What is fleabane and what is it used for? Ugh. This ball of yarn is probably actually better not as a ball now that I'm looking at the skein. The ball doesn't give as clear of a color group as the like hank does. That's all right. So I do have quite a lot of yarn in the colors that my sister wanted to make a blanket out of. She wanted to make a pizza blanket, so she bought like red and yellow and brown, thinking she was going to make a blanket that looked like a large pizza, but she hated making a circle that was huge, and I totally understand. Once you pass a certain amount of stitches while making a circle, it becomes very like you have to keep track of your stitches, and I hate keeping track of my stitches, so I totally get it. But now I have so much yellow and brown because she was going to do brown for the blanket and then yellow for the cheese. Or brown for the crust, yellow for the cheese. So I have a whole bunch of brown and a whole bunch of yellow. And I also have this crazy amount. Like, I'm talking enough to make probably 3 full crocheted sweaters in the most ugly yellow you've ever seen. And I said to her, like, I think I'll leave this one with you. And she said, take it and donate it. I don't want it. And it is the hugest ball of yarn you've ever seen, first of all. I'll show it to you in a little bit. It's the largest ball of yarn I've ever seen, and it's the ugliest color. And she said, I thought it looked like mozzarella cheese. And I was like, it is awful. It's like the palest yellow. You can't do anything with it. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it because I'm never making a sweater out of it. And then I showed Alex, and he was like, oh, that is not a color I think I would wear, really. And I was like, it's not a color anyone should wear. So what I'm thinking is it might be something good to use as like a stripe. Like, if I'm making a blue sweater, I could do a stripe of this yellow and it wouldn't be hideous. But like, if there's so much of it, if I do that, if I only use it as accents, it'll take until I die to use it all up. It's the largest ball of yarn I've ever seen. It's got to be like those Karen 1 pounds, but like 5 of them. And she wound it all into one ball like a psycho. As I sit here and wind this into one ball. It's different. It's not the same, okay? It's just a different situation. I also have now quite a lot of, like, purpley blue, like periwinkle, like more than I want. You guys are going to help me figure out what to use these things for, because there's so much yarn now. And I have quite a few small balls. I think I'm going to put all the smaller balls together and then all the larger balls together so that I can see what I actually have, like what quantities I have of certain things. Almost there. What is this one called? Do you have a color name? Minty pink. Okay. Sure. Minty pink. Let's go with that. There we go. Minty pink is now wound up. So I guess all I will do to start myself off is, we're not going to do by color because that is not necessary. We will instead do by thickness. So I've got, do you guys want to see it from above so you can see the yarn like this? So I've got the minty pink, and then, oh my god, there's so much of certain kinds. Then I've got these guys, which are like the same thickness. I feel like that's the same thickness. That might even be the same brand. That's the same thickness. I think that is too. You feel maybe a little thicker, but like not much. And you as well are the same. Gorgeous. And then A little thinner, but you're still pretty close. Okay. These are all like smaller balls of yarn, so I want to put them together. I feel like that's a big one though. You know, like certain things it's like I have a lot of, and then certain things it's like I don't have very much of, and I don't know how I'm supposed to organize it. How do I do this? Like how many I have, look how big this ball of pink is. That's great. Pink is super, but like I have so much now. It's a good problem to have. Let me like complain a little less. It's a good problem to have lots of yarn when my job is crocheting things. I get it. But it's like a lot. I have like a lot of yarn right now. I need to figure out what to do with all of it. Okay, that's a good medium, large size ball of yarn. That's a good medium ball. There's another. So I've got these good sized balls of yarn, and then I've got all of these purple and periwinkle. They're cute colors. My sister does have like a happy color scheme in her yarn world. I feel like that's a small ball of yarn. It's a different color. That's a bigger ball. What are we going to make? Are we going to do baby clothes? Are we going to do cat? I don't know, cat stuff. What kind of stuff will we do? I feel like this is not the right thickness, but it is the right size of ball, which, you know, means it feels like it could go in here. I don't think I have any thin balls of yarn. Okay, another periwinkle, but this is a smaller size. So let's put all the small balls of yarn together, kind of like scraps. Okay, and then these are thin, so we'll put the thin yarn together. That makes sense, right? That checks out. Are you thin? You're thin. Let me switch your view back so you can see all of the yarn as we sort it here. I've got thin acrylic in this bowl. Thin acrylic, thin acrylic, thin acrylic. Then these are thicker acrylic, but they are small balls, so they will go into the small balls bowl. Oh, you know, my small balls bowl. My bowl of small balls of yarn. Doesn't everyone have a small balls bowl? I feel like a Dr. Seuss as I say that. Okay, and then I've got this, which is a whole skein, but it's awful. Like the yarn is ugly and the texture is ugly. But I am going to roll it into a ball anyway, so that it is at least organized. Ugh. It's like a chain. I feel like this could be good for some kind of accessory. It's definitely too rough for clothing. And this is such a small ball of yarn. What am I even going to do with it? I could do like the strap for a bag, maybe. I do have an idea. I want to make another bag that is like a my daily driver purse type thing. And I just need to figure out what colors I want it to be, because I think I want to make something that's like specific for me. I feel like I often make like generic items so that everyone can make them, but I was like, I can also do things that are super niche, and the bag will still be applicable to everyone. I'll just make the designs on it niche to me, you know, like add a bunch of mushrooms and bones and stuff crocheted. I don't know, something like that. What do you guys want to see more of? What do you want to see me make? I feel like I haven't made anything new and exciting in a while. Oh, that's not true. I do that often. I want to make something new and exciting. But what? I don't need any more sweaters, but there's so much yarn here. I really could make sweaters. Like I could make a few. I have enough yarn now to make a few sweaters. Probably, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I could probably, if I knit one of them, I could probably do 6 sweaters. If I crochet all of them, I could probably do 4. Knitting takes a lot less yarn than crochet, so it also, having all this yarn is making me want to knit some big project again, like a sweater. You know, I haven't knitted Alex's sweater. Maybe it's time for me to knit one for him. I've knit myself, I think, what, 3? 2? 3? No, 3. My white one, my cropped one. Have I knitted 3 or have I knitted? No, 3. And my most recent knitted with no pattern. So I've knitted myself 3 sweaters. I've crocheted Alex like 20, but I haven't knitted him one yet. We could knit Alex a sweater. It would take a while because it would need to be quite large. I make mine for like a ladies large, but I would have to make his for like a men's extra large, which is a significant increase in size. So I could knit Alex a sweater. I could knit, what else could I knit? I could knit Elizabeth something or Alistair something or my other friends or sister's kids. There's lots of options. I just don't know what I want to make. You know what's stupid is now I want to make a dog sweater, but I don't have a dog. Maybe a vest? A vest could be cool. Like with buttons, like a do-up vest, or like a vest like an overhead sweater vest. What's the vibe? Either one, I guess. Sorry, I hit the mic there. By the way, good morning everyone who's just hanging out with us. I'm happy to have you here. Welcome. Don't forget to click the thumbs up button as you come in. It helps the channel and you're already here, so click it. As I sit here and wind balls of yarn and talk about what we could do with all of it. There's so much yarn here. I really could make quite a few things. And there's some good colors. I mean, they're a little bit more like prime color than I'm used to. Oh, please don't roll far. I'm used to using like muted tones. Ugh, a lot of browns and yellows and stuff. My sister is more like jewel tones. Julia. She uses like purples and pinks and happy things, which is great. I'll just have to figure out how to use it, like how to make those colors work for me. You can see there's a lot of like pale pinks and stuff, purple and periwinkle, and that bright minty like green, that bright minty green at the back, and then there's that creamsicle orange. There's so much of that. What am I gonna do with all of it? Oh, I'm excited to know. I'm excited to find out. I'm excited to enjoy playing with all these yarns. Hope you're excited to see more different colors on this channel. There aren't usually this many colors on my channel. There's usually mostly the same 4 colors, and now there's going to be a whole bunch of new ones. I'm almost done winding up this ball of, I think it said polyester. Calypso double crepe. Calypso double crepe. Whatever that is. But it's a good, weird yarn. It's like a chain instead of like a twist. Works for me. It was fun yesterday, taking it all out of the bags and organizing it by color, but now I'm looking at it like maybe organizing it by color didn't make sense, but that's okay. Okay, and then I've got another full little hank of gray. That one would go with the thicker yarns, but it's not a very large quantity. And then I wonder, with the acrylics, if I should just leave them in their hank, or if I really should wind all of them into balls. I don't know, because what is happening back here? My hair is doing something weird today. There's so much of it. Like there's this whole skein of yellow, this whole skein of brown, this whole skein of purple, this whole skein of green, this whole skein of orange. This is like probably 50% of a skein of pink. Oh, here's another cotton, another handicrafter cotton. So that will go with the cottons. And then the wool will go with the wool. Wool will go with the wool. These are larger balls of yarn, okay. So do you see this pile of like bright happy colors? Again, we love a bright happy color, but like what am I supposed to do with it? So this one I think I'll have to wind into a ball just because of the way that it is. I don't think I have to wind this one, or any of these guys because they are in a good size skein or hank or whatever. They're not going to fall apart. They're large enough. You know when it gets to a certain point how they kind of collapse on themselves? Well, these ones are not at that point yet. So these ones can just stay as is. But what will we do? They're so cute and happy and springy. Look at those happy springy colors. I feel like these can all go together. These big babies. And then I have this variegated one, which I have another one, but it's like a floppy amount. So I think this will have to be wound into a ball. And then this doesn't need to be wound into a ball, but I think I will anyway. And this doesn't need to be wound into a ball, and I don't think I will, because first of all, I don't like it. And then this doesn't need to be wound into a ball, but this is a thin yarn, so I'll put it with the bowl of thin yarn. And then I have 3 bags of these, and I think they're probably acrylic. The first bag I wound into a ball, so this is 2 of the little hanks of the yarn my mom gifted me. They came with knitting needles, and these are 100% acrylic. It's from Mindful Knits. I don't know if you know what Mindful Knits is, but I have now 6 of these. And how much is in them? 100 grams. You gonna give me any information? No, just 100 grams. 100 grams of extra chunky. Don't know how much yarn it is. Feels like a lot, but it's so chunky that it could be less than a lot. But I have 6 balls of it. Probably enough to make... I don't know if it's enough to make a sweater. 6 of them? Might not be enough. It's a little bit thick. But there's that. I could knit a scarf or something. And then this one is horrible that I've planned to donate because I hate how it feels. I'll show you what it looks like. It's pretty. It's just, it feels horrible. Isn't it pretty though? This is called Moonlight Mohair, and it's probably got 0 mohair energy in reality. Rainbow Falls, let's see. Are you gonna tell me what you're made of? It says this is number 5 bulky. I don't think so. Acrylic and mohair. Doesn't tell me the percentage. Oh, there we go. Acrylic 57%, mohair 28%, cotton 9%, and polyester metallic 6%. So it's 28% mohair. I guess there's some actual wool in here, but she's fluffy and I hate her. Okay, that needs to be wound into a ball. This is thickish, so it can go with our thickish. Right? Are you thickish? Yeah, you are. You can go with our thickish yarn. You are thin. Even though it says number 5, you're wrong. You're thick. You can go with the thick. And then this is thin, needs to be wound into a ball. So this is what we're going to be doing for the next half hour, is winding these 4 into balls. I like balls of yarn better than I like skeins because I find them easier to use. I mean, I get the center pull hype for something large like this, but do you see once it gets to this sort of slouchy amount, that center pull starts to give up and become not helpful, you know? So we just do what we can, and we just wind into a ball when we need to. Can you maybe like try to help? Thank you. Appreciate you. Oh, she's looking thick today. Let me tell you, some days are sweatpants days where you slouch and don't look flattering in your clothes, and some days you just have to accept it, and that is today for me. Maybe a vest. I think that could be a good idea. I kind of think I don't know what I want to make for myself, but I feel like a lot of my crocheted sweaters are quite thick. Like, I only wear my winter coat if I know I'm going to be like walking outside. Other than that, I've been just wearing my wool sweaters outside this winter. And whenever I go outside, I'm warm enough, because I'm just going like from the house to the car, from the car into my parents' house, from my parents' house into the car, into Costco, into the car, like everywhere. It's mostly out of the wind, and my sweaters keep me warm enough. It hasn't been cold enough here for me to justify wearing my winter coat for any period of time, really. So maybe I need a thinner sweater that I could wear with a coat, because I'm not wearing my coat. Or maybe I just need more thick sweaters and then I'll wear them instead of coats. I don't need any more crocheted blankets. I don't know if there's anyone in my family or life who would want a crocheted blanket. Like, I was like, oh, I could make baby blankets for Elizabeth and for the other baby and for the other babies on the way. Like, I can do that. But, like, how often do you go to the thrift store and you see a handmade knitted or handmade crocheted blanket for $2 or $3? Because every time I go to the thrift store, I see handmade blankets, handmade clothing, and handmade baby things that are just next to nothing. Like, at our local thrift store, it's like $1 for baby clothes, and there's handmade sweaters for $1. And I'm sitting there being like, that took hours to make. If the person designed it, it took time to design. It's like a whole thing. And I mean, it's not up to me what happens once I gift something, but like, if I know it's not going to be used, it's like, why am I giving someone garbage? Why am I working really hard on a piece of garbage that's going to end up garbage? You know what I mean? So yes, I could make a bunch of baby stuff, but I only want to make stuff that's actually useful to make. But then I also have to remember that, like, I run a YouTube channel. What I find useful to make isn't what everybody wants. And then what I find garbage to make, like what I know will not be appreciated or used, might be appreciated and used by someone else. So does that mean I should make it and then just donate it because I don't have anyone who's going to enjoy it? You know? You know what I mean? Yeah, I know. Alex is wearing his I Had Fun Once, It Was Awful Grumpy Cat shirt. And I always love when he wears that one. He's wearing the one that I made for him. He used to have another one, and then I think he still has it, but I made a second one for him. I have to pee now so bad. I literally drank half a cup of water. What is happening? All right, I'm going to be right back. You guys just watch my pets for me. I'm going to mute the mic and turn up the music, and I'll be back in like 2 or 3 minutes. back and I brought Rohan with me because for some reason he was sleeping downstairs. Despite having this beautiful, cozy cat tree. Is Peekaboo even under there? She's not even under there anymore, Rohan. Anywho. I'm very pleased. Oh my gosh, look how much yarn I have. Do you see how much yarn I have here? So much yarn. What could I make? Let's think. I have pink, and I have creamsicle orange and yellow. And so much of each of them. I want to knit something. Would you guys be down to do some knitting? Like a knitting live knit along? Like it would be separate from my... Hello, microphone. Could you just stay up? That'd be super. It would be separate from my crochet tutorials because my tutorials are always just crochet. But we could knit something. I feel like I want to knit something, and I feel like I have so much yarn that knitting would be fun. Maybe I could learn color work or cabling. What would I want knitted? Knitting Alex's sweater does seem like a fun time. Seems like it'll take a while. Like by the time it's finished, it'll be spring, but could still be fun. Bum. I'm knitting a cable scarf now. Ooh, Deborah, that's cool. You know what I haven't knitted before? Well, I did. I actually did. But I haven't knitted in a long time, a top-down raglan style sweater. That could be fun. Because I have knitted bottom up, and I've knitted bottom up twice and top down once, but I feel like I could do better. Oh, look, they're enjoying their little things to chew on. They have cardboard that I cut into squares. Hey there, Caitlin. Good morning. I'm just hanging out here, winding balls of yarn, trying to figure out what I'm going to make next, which is great. It is an inspiring and exciting thing, but it's also like overwhelming. Like I know I want to make stuff, but I feel overwhelmed by what do I want to make. I could make anything in any color. I have every color right now, I think. Green, blue, indigo, violet, red, orange. I think I have every color. Who'd have thought? A knitted baby blanket. I could do a big, beautiful knitted scarf. My sister lives in the north. Up in the north. And so I could knit her a scarf. It's going to be winter in Ottawa for like another 2 months still. Don't know if you knew that about Ontario, but we have multiple climates in one zone. So here where I live, winter will be over in a couple of weeks. It'll be mostly over in a couple of weeks. Where my sister lives, it'll be over in the end of May. They'll still be getting snow until then. Probably they'll still get snow in the beginning of May. Whereas we should be done getting snow before the end of March. Hopefully. We won't get April snow this year, right? We've had April ice storms. Hopefully not. Hopefully we will not have to deal with that. Too bad the birds don't need anything knitted. Neither do the cats right now. So the only, I can't even make Thunder another sweater on account of the fact that he is now dead. But, what else can I knit for... It's just sweaters. I'm down to just sweaters. Sweaters and blankets. What else? Scarves, sweaters, blankets. See, when you have pets, there's tons more options. I could make dog sweaters for days. Can you imagine? Look at all these options for dog sweaters I could have made for Thunder. Dumb dog shouldn't have died. Then I would have been able to make him tons of sweaters. What was he thinking? A cable. I could learn cables. But I feel like I want to work through some of this yarn. Now it's I have this buffet and I'm not hungry? What do you mean? I'm almost done with the ball of red yarn. The other ones aren't going to be as difficult. This one's harder because it's so thin. The yarn is very thin. Oh, I have a whole pink one that still needs to get done in the same kind of yarn. I wish I could make like wearable clothes for babies. I feel like all of the handmade stuff is not really wearable. Like my sisters, both of them, and my friends, they mostly put their babies in like the onesies that zip up from the foot all the way up to the neck. So they're... Hey! What'd you do that for? Did you just see that? A bird attack. Don't you attack her. Him. Don't you attack him. I would love to knit a crochet cardigan, but I have no idea. I would love to knit it, crochet a cardigan, but I have no idea how to figure out how much yarn I'll need. Is there a way to do that? You want to knit a crocheted cardigan, or you want to... Hey, don't you do that! You leave him alone! You stop bullying that cat. He's allowed to be there. It's his home too. Both of you. Don't you mutter at me. It's okay, Rohan. You didn't do anything wrong. You're just a baby. You know, you do have another spot that's safe where the birds won't get you, and that's in here. You can go in here if you want. That's also an option. What is that about? Why do you think your sister wouldn't like a baby blanket? I don't think my sister, okay, so a baby blanket, I don't think anyone wants to be given something that they need to take care of. I know that, not anyone. I don't think it needs to be washable in the machine, dryable in the machine, and also it needs to be useful. When are you using a baby blanket? Like, the baby sits on the couch, the baby sits on the floor, the baby sits in the bassinet. There's not like a ton of times when it actually gets used. In the stroller, maybe. I don't know. It just feels like I'm adding stuff. I don't want to give her stuff to add to her storage, you know? Plus, they have everything for a baby already because they already had one. So they don't need new things for them. Maybe I'm overthinking it. There's a possibility that I'm overthinking it and that a blanket would be a loved, appreciated gift. That's totally possible. Hey there, Diane. Good morning. Deborah, knit or crochet? Well, if you... Okay, so a cardigan should use about the same as a pullover sweater. Think about it that way. The only difference is going to be some of the edging stuff because it's the same design. There's just a split in the front, right? So a regular sweater, an extra large men's sweater takes 1,800 yards of yarn to crochet. A lady's sweater, extra large, is probably 1,500 yards for crochet. They're going to be like half that amount if you're knitting. I haven't made a cardigan in a while. I could have a cardigan. I would like a cardigan. So a cardigan is going to be almost, the only difference is going to be the way the front is made because your sleeves are going to be the same as a regular sweater pullover. The back piece is going to be the same as a regular sweater pullover. The only difference is you're going to have to split the front piece into two separate pieces, which I feel I can do. I love top-down raglan knit sweaters. I have only made one, and it was lovely, but I needed step-by-step directions from Sid. Sid was in here talking me through how to crochet, or how to knit a top-down raglan sweater, but I could probably do it. I've done it once, so I could probably do it again. Diane, maybe a baby toddler cardigan? A toddler cardigan. Yeah. I mean, Alistair looks cute in anything. So I could do that. We could talk about a cardigan, though. I think I would like a cardigan. But I would want to make it something perfect for me. So I'll tell you how to adjust it to make it perfect for you, Deborah. Do we want it to be knit or crochet? A knitted cardigan? Well, if we do a knitted cardigan, it would be on the live stream. If we do a crocheted cardigan, it would be a tutorial. So like a video that I would film tutorial. So we could do the sleeve and the one of the front pieces on camera or on live, but the rest I would have to do on filmed on a tutorial. So I guess that changes what might be useful for you. Would you rather do a make along knitted cardigan or a crochet along, not a crochet along, a make along knitted cardigan or a video tutorial crocheted cardigan? I guess that's part of it. I think I could be really excited about a cardigan. I'm thinking about it like for summer, having like a cardigan option. I do like the idea of a knitted cardigan, or maybe just the sleeves knitted. I love the knitted sleeves of my favorite sweater. My favorite crocheted sweater, I have the sleeves are knitted and it's so lovely. I really love the way the sleeves feel. Rohan is still being threatened by Beelzebub. What is wrong with you, Beelzebub? Rohan's on the floor staring at her and she keeps fluffing herself. She's being aggressive. Knit would be great with cables. I love cables. Can cables be done in crochet? I think something that looks like cables can be done in crochet. Not the way that knitting is, but yes, cables can be mimicked in crochet. And I've never done knitted cables for more than a few rows. Like I think I've done like 3 or 4 repeats of the cable like swirl, and then I was like, this is too much. But that was because I was just doing it for myself. And how many times have I started knitting for myself and given up so aggressively? Lots of times. But I'm no longer like that. Now I'll finish a project. I'm so much better at knitting than I used to be. I really was not very good at knitting before. Now I feel fairly confident. I feel like I can finish a project generally. Oh, everything's starting to melt. Today it's supposed to go up to 4 degrees. It's cloudy. I wish the sun would break through. Probably it won't. That's why it's so warm. But since it's finally warming up, that huge snowfall that we got last week is going to melt today. And I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing how the garden looks. And also I need it to melt so I can access all of my pots. All of my seed starting pots are under 3 feet of snow in my backyard. But 4 degrees, we should get some serious melt happening with 4 degrees. I hope so. I can't wait for these plants to get back outside. My house plants are suffering. Hey Rohan, I'm sorry that you keep getting attacked. He's looking at my table like maybe I could sit on your table somewhere. There's no room for you, bud. There's no room here. I'm good for either knitted or crocheted. Well, if you are good for either or, then maybe we can design it today and decide what would go better for it. Knit or crochet. So I'm almost done this ball and I have another ball the same size of this color. I kind of want to make myself an acrylic item that I will be able to wash easily because some of my knits and crocheted items, they're wool. My stepdaughter uses the 2 I made all the time. Yeah? Well, maybe I should then. Like, I want to be able to make special things that they feel special about, but I don't want to give them garbage that they don't want. You know, it's hard. Because it's not garbage, it's still special, and I tried to make it special, blah, blah, blah. But, like, in comparison, like, if they don't want it, it's garbage. You know what I mean? Do you want to come sit with me? I can make you a spot. Oh, you're trying to get over to your spot. Well, you might get attacked over there. Is that okay? I do have a blanket here if you want to sit. I have a blanket that is, yes, still on the floor. Don't judge me. See, this was made that I got for $2 at the thrift store. 1 second, Rohan. I'll move it. I'll make room for you. Let me just put some of the yarn away. No, you don't have to jump out of the way. You're fine. Here. Here. Right there. There you go. There. He's like, oh good, thank you. Now I won't get attacked here, will I? No, you can sit here. It's just fine. Just fine. Excuse me. Put all these big skeins away, out of your way, so you can comfortably sit here. Huh? What do you think? Because I think, I don't think. I just do. Right? Put this like this, and then we have this big ball, or this big bowl rather. Excuse me. You go here. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Come here. Okay. Nope, nope, nope. Not there. Hey, hey. You can't go there. You can go here. This is where you're being invited. That sound is so cute. When it's individual meows, his meows are very cute. When he screams at the top of his lungs, less cute. I can go over there. Okay, now I have only 3 more balls to wind up, and then all the balls that need winding will be wound, and then we can actually start something if you want. We could start something today. It's already 10:30. It's taken me an hour and a half just to get through this yarn. That's crazy. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Excuse me. There we go. Center pull. Are you being threatened so you can't sit in your kitty cat bed? Hey? Come here. Come over here. Come over here. Come here. Come here, you. You big baby. Come here. Look at this big baby. He's like, hey, what are you touching my toes for? Why you touch my toes? Why you touch my toes? I'm just joking around. I'm just playing with you. You big baby. Okay, let's finish these. Did that scare you? It scared me too. An icicle fell in the window. CJ, Rohan's like, what the heck? What happened? The ice is melting. It's going to start falling. That'll probably happen again later. So the birds attack the cat. The cat does not attack the birds, in case you were looking at them being like, is your cat going to kill those birds? No, but the birds may attack the cat. They do that occasionally. He could kill them. He knows he's not supposed to, and he chooses the right path. It's not too bad. Oh, there we go. Making cables, that is. Yeah, it's not too bad. Well, I haven't tried in a very long time, so we'll have to see. But I think I would be down for a cardigan. I think that's something I'd be interested in. I don't know what color I would want. Maybe I'll do a scrap cardigan. Like I'll do intentionally short, like rows of them, rows of different colors. I do have so many colors, you know? Or will that make me want to die because of how many yarn changes that'll have to be? How many tails to weave in? I don't know. I feel like I did a lot of stripes on my last sweater, and I feel like it turned out really nice. I guess we'll see. Ooh, I know what I'm gonna have for lunch. I'm gonna have sourdough with butter. I've been doing this really fun thing, making my own garlic butter every couple days. I have a little garlic thing that is like, it's like a small pottery plate the size of like a saucer for a teacup, but it's thick and it's handmade, and it has these ridges on the top of the saucer, and those ridges are not glazed. So the whole piece is glazed, but the ridges above on the top side are not glazed. So you can take a clove of garlic, a whole clove, and you just like rub it in a circle, and it grinds it down into the perfect paste of garlic with no knife. And it is so easy. Like I use a knife. I smash the garlic and then I chop it up fine, and that's how I've always treated garlic. I don't have a garlic press, and I'm fine with it. I got this thing for 25 cents at the thrift store, this handmade pottery piece, and I don't know what it's called. Maybe a garlic grinder, maybe a garlic... It's for garlic. And it grinds it into this beautiful smooth paste. And so what I've been doing is I'll grind it into a smooth paste, 1 clove of garlic, and then I'll take a glob of softened butter, or even fridge butter, fridge cold, and then I'll mash it onto that piece of pottery to create garlic butter. And it cleans the pottery piece so that soap and water gets the remainder of the garlicky bits off without wasting any garlic. And I get this really delicious garlic butter, and then I make toast and I spread garlic butter on it, and I live my best life. I gotta say, it's like one of the best things ever. So I'll probably have that for late breakfast. Make a cat bed, and you could always ask your sister what she would like for the kids. Great Lakes, Diane. Yum. Great Lakes gal. Which Great Lake are you near, Diane? Or are you in the middle of all of them? Are you like in Michigan or something? I'm near Lake Ontario and Lake Erie. I'm like between Lake Ontario and Lake Erie. I mean, I'm very close to Lake Ontario. Like I could walk to Lake Ontario, but Lake Erie is the other direction. Those are my 2 Great Lakes. Which Great Lakes are you by? Hey, 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 hey! Don't do that! Get off my yarn! Okay, I sit here. Look at him. He's like, please don't attack me, bird. Please, bird, leave me alone. Lake Michigan. Very nice. Lake Michigan's a nice one. I want to visit Lake Michigan. We get a lot of ads here in Ontario that are like, visit Michigan, go RVing, RV in Michigan, rent a boat, come to Michigan. I won't be coming for the next 4 years on account of the boycotting, but after those 4 years are over, maybe I come boat in Michigan. We see what happens. We have to vote this weekend, or this week. I think Thursday is when early voting starts. We have to vote for our, I guess for you guys it would be like your Senate, like your senator, for your province, for your state. For us it's our premier for our province that we're voting for. I mean, we're voting for our local riding, but with the goal of the premier vote happening. Right now, our premier is Doug Ford. Even you Americans have probably heard of him. His brother used to smoke crack, and then he died, and now he's the premier, which is so stupid. And he's stupid, and everyone hates him, except for all of the hard conservatives who think that he's doing good things for people, but he's literally only doing good things for his friends and family, and it's like basically racketeering. Like, he's literally like a mob boss. He just like hires his friends and family. We don't love him. So we're ready for a new one, but realistically, a lot of Ontario is rural, and for some reason, a lot of rural people vote Conservative. So the chances of us getting a new government are low, but we'll see. Kitty says, back off the toe beans. Literally, he's like, I'm over here. I hide my toe beans. I go to sleep. When you come, bring a tent. Lots of beautiful campgrounds. I love camping, and Alex and I have become expert campers as far as like baby camping goes. We camp in our car now. We used to camp in tents always, and then Alex found the design for our vehicle to make a bed in the back of it. So when we go camping, we have this mattress that folds out. It's like this thick, but it's this mattress that folds out, and we cover it with like sheets and everything, and we have like an actual bed with sheets and pillows and pillowcases and all the things you need to feel cozy. Like, don't get me wrong, I can sleep on the ground in a sleeping bag, but if I can sleep on a mattress in a bed with my blankets, I love that. And with our car, it's big enough that we can do that now, and it is so satisfying to wake up fully dry. Like, I love camping. I've always loved camping. The fact that it's like just a damp life. Camping is damp. I'm fine with it. I don't care. I'm gonna start a fire. I'm gonna make us coffee. I'm going to go fishing. Like, these things will happen regardless of how damp the surroundings are. But in a car, the lack of dampness, oh my god, it feels so luxurious. Like, I know glamping is a thing where there's like a structure that you sleep in that is more than a tent but less than a cottage. But car camping, if you're used to tent camping and then you car camp, oh, I feel like $1,000,000. The only tent we set up was to hold our supplies because we emptied the car. So we had a tent, and we had a big cooler with locks on it so that things, like, it says it's bear proof, and that holds all of our food. So that's not in the car. We have that in a tent because I don't want bears to try and break in the car. So we don't have any food in the car while we're sleeping. But this year we were even able to have the windows open of the car. Like, we were thinking we were going to have them closed because of how cold it was going to be, because we went in October this year and we thought it was going to be cold. But Alex got these screens that they attach on the inside of the vehicle with like magnets or something, and they attach on the outside with magnets, so things can't come into the screen, but you can like have the car windows down. And we had the car windows down, so we were able to hear everything happening at night. It was so nice. We have a sunroof, a moon roof, so we opened up so we could see the sky. It was so lovely. Camping this year was amazing, and knowing how fun it was this year with the lack of dampness, I'm so excited. I'm a tent camper, but I also have a VW bus that I've camped in. Well, I was a tent camper always until this summer. This summer was our first year doing it in a car instead of a tent. We were still tent camping. Like, we were on a campsite that didn't have running water. We were on a campsite on the edge of a lake. We were on a campsite in a campground that has bathrooms and showers and access to water and washing machines. But we were electricity and running water free. We didn't have any of that stuff. But to sleep in a car, my friend, when you're used to sleeping in a tent, is luxury. It is living luxury. That being said, if for some reason we couldn't sleep in the car, I would happily sleep in a tent again. I love camping. I'll take it however it'll come. Also, no mosquitoes. In a car, no mosquitoes. I don't know if it's just, we had a very good time. I also was just very happy to go camping. And now looking back at it, knowing that it was Thunder's last camping trip, it was so good because it was so warm and cozy inside the car. Like, Thunder always slept warm and cozy. This is Thunder. Thunder is our Chihuahua. He died last month. It was very traumatizing, very upsetting, but I can talk about it in a loving way because I had lots of good memories. Anyway, this last camping trip, usually he sleeps under the covers up against my stomach because I sleep on my side, and Thunder sleeps under the covers up against my stomach. And if my arms are like this, then his head is resting on my arm while I sleep. So he's always cozy anyway. But sleeping in a car over a tent, I'm so happy that his last camping experience was like only comfortable. We didn't have any rain. It was like warm. There was nobody at the campsite except us and like this one other old couple when we went in October, that is. So Thunder didn't have to feel stressed about anything. Thunder was not super stoked about other people or other dogs. Very much so not about other dogs, but even other people, he was skeptical. So no, there was nobody at the campsite for him. He got to eat hot dogs. He had a very good last camping experience. I didn't know it was going to be his last camping experience, but now that I do, he had a very good time. Don't you think? Did you hear me? Don't you think Thunder's last camping was really good? Yeah. Because the car was warm. There was nobody at the site. He had like the best possible thing for him. Also for me, because I don't love when there's tons of people at the campsite. Like, Alex and I are pretty into being quiet when we are camping. We're not doing a lot of talking. We're not doing a lot of moving around. Like, Alex will sleep in a hammock for 4 hours and then wake up when I'm cooking lunch. Like, camping for us is like quiet. It's a quiet sport, and we love it that way. Considering, you can tell I'm a bit of a talker. Usually just everything is loud in my world, but when we go camping, I go fishing and I sit in silence for hours in a boat in a lake alone. And Alex is on the edge of the pond, the lake, in a camping chair. He has this giant camping chair, and Thunder's sitting, sleeping in his lap. And I'm fishing, and he's just watching me fish while he sits there. He's not on his phone. I'm not on my phone. We don't have music playing. Like, when there's lots of people at a campsite, that's what I hate, is that I know everybody's having their own fun time, and I'm happy for them for that, but I don't want people playing the radio. I don't want to hear music. I want to hear birds, and I want to hear the sound of the lake, and I want to enjoy camping. So, well, I didn't know, but October is a dead month for the campsites, so we're going to do it again. We're October camping again. It was still warm. Like, I'm talking t-shirt and shorts warm. It wasn't like I wore a sweater in the morning when we woke up because it was just a little chill in the air. But it was so beautiful. I will October camp. Happy to hear Canada is boycotting us. We deserve it right now. I don't know about all of Canada, but me and my family and a good chunk of my friends are all boycotting. Sorry. We're not boycotting US citizens. You know what I'm saying? We love you guys. It's not you. It's not you. I too appreciate peacefulness of camping. It's just like if I drove 4 hours to be in the woods, I don't need to hear the radio. If I drove 4 hours to fish for like bluegill at the edge of a lake, why am I hearing power tools? Like, what is happening? And then this year, like every year, camping for me is like, I like to cook on the open fire. So I bring a cast iron pan, I bring barbecue tools, but we don't bring electricity things. We just bring, oh, good morning, Trish. We just bring food that needs to be reheated or food that I can cook on the fire. Like I'll cook eggs every morning. I cook hot dogs, which are pre-cooked, but still. I cook tacos. I cook nachos. I do like a lot of like over the fire cooking. Well, this year for Christmas, my brother gifted us a, what is it called? A stove, a little camping stove. And you just put there's like this charcoal thing you can put underneath it, or you can put a propane tank underneath it, and it's just like an individual 1-burner stove. And Alex and I saw it and we were like, this is really cool, and part of my brain was like, how exciting, I can make like an actual food item. And then I was like, I like cooking on the fire, like I guess this is useful, but I have no need for it because I like boiling water on the fire. I like filling a pot with water. I like that it gets ashes in it. I like baking my coffee with water that was boiled on the fire. It's like smoky water, so our coffee has a smoky flavor to it. I love that. I love heating up our food and having the edges of it get burnt. I love taking my cast iron pan to the edge of the lake and scrubbing the remnants off in the lake. I like the roughing it energy of camping. And like my dad, when we grew up, my dad had a hot plate that was like, it was like a cookie sheet size. I don't know what it's called, but it was like a hot plate that was the size of a cookie sheet. So he made pancakes. My dad would make us pancakes and eggs when we would go camping as kids. He had a coffee machine that plugged in to something. So he would make coffee in a coffee machine. Like we would have cereal with milk. We like lived a normal life just on a campsite when I grew up camping. When Alex and I go camping, we're like, if it's not a prepackaged food, it's a food that you could eat with your hands. Like it's carrots. We're having baby carrots like as a snack. We're having nachos or Doritos or Tostitos, or like I'm not making us problematic snacks. Everything is going to be easy for me to make. I love camping though. Oh, thanks for bringing up camping. I want to go camping. Not right now because it is 4 degrees Celsius and the ice is falling off of our roof in chunks. Boycott away. Thank you, Trish. Anyway, I'm ready to go camping again. We're going to go in October. I know it is February. We'll probably go in May. Definitely love the quiet while camping. I posted a pic in Discord of the scarf I'm currently knitting. Cool. Let's have a look at it. Ugh, my back is so much older than I want to be. Okay, let's look at... Oh, okay. Let's try and find you again, Discord. Where'd you go? There you are. Okay, let's have a look. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Wow, look at how pretty that is. How long is that already? That looks like it's long already. How big of a scarf is it going to be? Wow, that's gorgeous. Beautiful work. Aw, hey. Hey, there's me. Look, there's me. Is that a Christmas tree still up, madame? You know it's almost March, right? Your Christmas energy is, first of all, beautifully decorated tree. Look at those pearls. What a gorgeous tree. But also, it is almost February. Just a reminder. Just a quick reminder. I definitely love quiet while camping. Yeah, me too. You guys already know I'm not a quiet person by any means. And while camping is one of the only times that the ADHD, she don't come for me. She leave me alone. Camping is when ADHD leave me alone. Depression, leave me alone while camping. No thanks. I'm all on my own. Thank you. That's me. Whilst camping, depression, anxiety, and ADHD, they just disappear, which tells me maybe it's living in the city in a cluttered house with cars everywhere. Maybe that's what's causing the problem. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's if I could just live in the woods, it would be fine. So we just have to move to the woods. Oh, I'm so excited to start foraging again. Pretty much a month from now, I'll be able to go out into the woods and forage for oyster mushrooms because they're going to get started blooming like crazy. Chanterelles won't be until fall, but oysters will be now. And then also probably there will be some good bones in the woods right now because all of the animals that have died over the winter are going to have rotted. So probably within a month, I'll be able to go bone hunting and mushroom foraging in the woods. That's my Valentine tree. Yeah, that's your Valentine tree? Love that. Camping feeds my soul. Camping also feeds my soul. 100% agree with that. I'm so close to being done. I have one ball here to wind. There's definitely 100 balls of yarn here. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Maybe 80 balls of yarn. There's a lot. There's a lot of balls. Posted extra pics of it. Okay, good. Let's have a look. Let's see your Valentine's tree. Oh, is it actually a Valentine's tree? Are those heart-shaped things? I thought we were joking. Is that actually a Valentine's tree? That's cute. Do you do it seasonally with every season? Are you going to have an Easter tree next? That's so cute. Can you go ahead and take me another picture of those plants? Is that a mother of thousands? Look how tall that baby in the background is. Can you even see her? Barely. Look at this in the background over here. I'm gonna need another picture. I need more. Show me more. I feel like I don't have enough access to your... Oh, that literally is a Valentine's tree. I thought you were joking. I literally just thought you were joking because of the fact that it's Christmas. Next is the St. Patrick's tree. That's so cute. What a cute way to display all of your cute things. We love her. I'm going to need to see the plants though. So while I think that your tree is lovely, I'm going to need the plants next. And then we're going to design our little cardigan. That's the plan. The next plan is cardigan design. I'm glad you guys are all here. It's nice to have you here. Welcome. Okay, working on it. Sounds good, Deborah. Beelzebub is looking at Rohan, and Rohan is looking at Beelzebub, and they are in a standoff. This cat right here, his eyes directly at her. Her eyes directly at him. There is a standoff going on. She may fly and attack him. You better not. You better leave him alone. He's a baby. You guys are the same age. You're both babies. Also, my lemon tree dropped more leaves, which is great. Love that for him. I have a lemon tree and it hates winter so much. It hates me in the winter. He just tries to die. I would appreciate if you don't die though, please. I love you, lemon tree, in all of your sadness. I'm so close to being done this ball of yarn, and then we can design the next project and decide on colors and do a whole bunch of fun things. If I could just weave that up real quick. Not weave it, wind it. Wind it up real quick. Wind it up. Let's do it. We're almost there. Oh my gosh. Also on the weekend, I worked out my body like you would not believe. I forgot that if you work out really hard, your body hurts the next day. I woke up yesterday aching, just exhausted in aching pain, because on Saturday I spent hours roughhousing with Alistair. I was throwing him around. I was picking him up and carrying him and lifting him high and bending down, holding him and swinging him around. Lots of fun. Love doing it. Forgot that my body would remember what I did. And then woke up yesterday like, am I getting sick? I feel weak. And I was like, I was stretching and Alex came into the room and I was like, it's so sore for me to stretch right now. And he was like, that makes sense. You were literally flinging around a toddler all day yesterday. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. And now I'm reminded of it. Whenever I try to stretch, I'm reminded of the fact that my sweet baby nephew is getting big. He's growing, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do about it. Okay, let me pull this over here, and let's put me back. Oops, nope. You stay here, you. We need this to move over here. We love that. And then we need you over here. Love that. Gorgeous. Okay, so we need a cardigan shape. Let's see what that looks like. Do we want it to be long or short? Let's start with like a basic people shape. We'll do a head. Ish. Let's call that our head. Do the best we can. Then we'll do a neck. Then we'll do some shoulders. Cute. Then we'll do, okay, boobs are here. They're not that big, Laura, calm down. And then we'll do a body. And then we'll do some hips. And we got hips here. We are a hippie situation. And then we'll do thighs. And then we'll do other thigh. Okay, and then we'll have one arm that goes down and then one arm that goes sideways. Okay, there's our rough person. My sweet baby nephews are now in their 20s. They grew up way too fast. Okay, plant corner is posted. Okay, good. Show me. Look at that. First of all, that looks spiky and dangerous. The flowery one. But look at that beautiful, hold on. It is a alocasia dragon. Hold on, no. It is a alocasia. Come on, Laura, you know this. You had one. Elephant ear alocasia. Elephant leaf. Shoot, my brain. The crown of thorns is spiky. Yeah, it looks spiky. I don't remember what this is called. Zebrina. No. Alocasia zebrina? Alocasia. Colocasia. What is it called? Help me, please. Polly. Alocasia polly. Okay, my brain couldn't handle it, apparently. But beautiful. Look at that thing. Flowering, mother of thousands. Look how tall that is. That's a very nice piece you got there. Oh, hey there, babies. Look at how cute they are. Little fleurs. Very cool. Raining? No, it's just the melt is dripping. Love it. Alocasia polly. Thank you. Crown of thorns. Cool. Okay, so if we're gonna do a cardigan, right? I guess this shoulder would be lower because of the way that the positioning is. And then we're gonna have an arm. Arms attached like this. Elbows attached like this. Hands like this. Okay, so there's my girl. Here's her other arm, which will put your elbow here, which will put your wrist here, which will put your hand there. And are we gonna have you facing forward? No, we'll have that hand backward. Wrist, hand, there. Okay, maybe a little longer on those fingers. Okay. So there's my rough body shape. Great. Cardigan is going to, we want it to do up, right? We want a cardigan that does up. Where will a cardigan start to do up? Between my boobs? Okay. And are we gonna have buttonholes or are we gonna have loops? How long are we gonna make this cardigan? Probably till here. I don't know if I want it to be a long cardigan. Do we want a long one? Okay, so for sleeves, we know that we're gonna have that as our shape. And that as our shape. And this. Okay, so those parts are kind of set. And then for a sleeve, we have options. We could do a puffy sleeve. I feel like maybe a regular sleeve would be good for a cardigan. But I always do the same sleeve. Do we want it to be the same? Do I want the sleeves knitted? These are hard decisions. You know, we want a long sleeve. How wide do we want or how long do we want the cardigan? If we do a long cardigan, am I gonna wear it? Or do we do a cardigan that goes down after, so it's longer in the back? Or do we do it so that it's short and long in the back, just like for no reason? Short at the front, long in the back. Or do we do a cropped version? For a daily cardigan, for something I'll wear all the time, cropped is probably not what I'm gonna want. I'm probably gonna want it like there. So body shape can get cut. Boobs can get cut. Okay. And these are going to be a seam, so they won't be super visible lines. Cool. And do I want it lower than that? Maybe I do want it a little lower. Who are you saying come here to? Huh? You talking to me, Gary? How about you come here? Oh, that's Beelzebub saying it now. Hello, Beelzebub. I don't think I want to do like a wide sleeve. I don't think I want to do a bell sleeve for this. But maybe not a rib stitch either. Maybe I do a knitted sleeve. Okay, so Okay. Alocasia poly. Mine died so long ago, like literally so long ago. Okay, so if we're going to do that, then we're going to also have to have pockets, obviously. And they're going to be large enough to actually... What was that for? Go on. Get off of here. Leave him alone. Okay, we're going to need pockets, obviously. And I still haven't figured out what we're going to do for the closures. Are we going to do like buttons on one side and then loops on the other? I feel like that's going to be easier versus buttons with buttonholes. I think buttons with loops will be easier. And for the cuff, that is unknown at this point. Don't you come here saying hey to me like that. That's so rude, Beelzebub. Hear this bird? Hey, who do you think you're talking to? Okay, there's arm number 1. Here's arm number 2. Then we have a wrist and a hand. And then a bunch of fingers. Hey, get out of there, you little devil. Buttons with loops sounds fun. Buttons with loops is so much easier. Okay, there she is. Cardigan. And then there will be an edge for the neck. And then these loopies. There will be an edge on this piece. And there will be an edge on the bottom. I wonder if not putting rib stitches would be cool. You know, like not doing a rib stitch for the border. That could be interesting. Haven't done that before. I kind of like the idea of doing something interesting with the color, but I don't know exactly what that looks like. You know? Do you have any ideas what we could do with the color to make it feel a little bit more interesting than just, like, the shape is fine. Shape is great. But what about color? What can we do with color? Okay, so this is the edge stitch. Cool. And that's also the edge. Cool. I don't know how many we're gonna need to do for the loops. So I'll just draw 4 as like a idea, but we might actually, we'll probably need 5, right? For the bottom. And then we can just put a button in the space. Hopefully that clearly shows it. Okay, then we've got our shoulder, which is going to be sewn there. And then this is a seam. Another seam. Another shoulder. Sorry, I'm not good at drawing hands, and I never will be. It's just not who I am. Okay. There. Buttons with loops. I think that sounds fun also. And the pockets will be big enough to actually use for stuff. There. Now, for color, what will we do? Let's just do your hair real quick so that we can not deal with outlines. Sorry, I also don't know how to draw hair. Okay. I love how you think it all out by sketching it first. Well, it's easier for me to like see it, you know? I'm sorry, I want to be able to draw faces, but I just can't do it. It's just not my thing. It's just not who I am. I'm not a face drawer. I do my best. Every time I try and draw a face, and every time she comes out looking not like a real person. You know? I'm not there yet. Someday, I'll draw faces, and you guys are going to be like, whoa, that looks like a real person. And then we'll all be so pleased. We're not there yet, though. Eventually. Anyway, you can tell it's supposed to be a human being. I hope. Okay, there we go. Okay, so there's my base idea. Now let's take a second and erase my pencil lines. There's so much stuff everywhere. Let me just try and make room for my stuff. There's my pretty lady. She's doing her best. Hey Melanie, good morning. We're talking about doing a crocheted cardigan. But I have a million colors. You missed the whole yarn haul. I have so much yarn right now. I have every single color of yarn and every single thickness. So I just need to figure out what to do for color for this cardigan. Are we going to do knitted sleeves, or are we going to do crocheted sleeves? Are we going to do... I loved the knitted sleeves of that sweater. I feel like that could be a good reason to do knitted sleeves. Excuse me. And if we do knitted sleeves, what colors are we going to do my cardigan in? You know, I have unlimited. What was that? There are no other animals. Must have been ice falling. There is ice falling. If you are in southern Ontario today, look up, be careful, because the warmth that is happening right now is causing a huge ice melt, and ice is just falling in chunks off of the roofs. Okay, so I've got some really nice colors that could be fun to like mix and match. Like I've got this one, which is really pretty. That could be fun. And then we could pick colors that are in this to add to that cardigan, because this is not enough for a whole cardigan, obviously. Duh. Everybody knows that. But we could do, okay, so if I have this, I also could use... Do you think the creamsicle orange is going to be too aggressive? Hold on, let me see. I have this creamsicle color. It's kind of close to that orange, so that could be working together, and I have tons of this. I also have a ton of brown, and there's gray in here, so we could use gray also. Hold on a sec. Here's gray. And... Are you thin? Is the other gray thin? Why is it not? Where is... Hello? Where are you? Okay, hold on. I need to find the other gray that I just had somewhere. Oh, it's wool. That's why I don't have it nearby. Okay, so we could do this and this. And we have this gray. And too bad we can't use this. This is so pretty. There's not enough of it though. How much is in here? Royale. How much yarn are you? Oh, 170 yards. That's not enough to do it. Okay, we could add a blue. And like a teal-y color. What about you? Are you light enough? No, you don't really match. Hold on. I have another gray. Oh, my foot gets asleep. Okay, we could use you. And we could use you. You're like the right colors. And we could use you. Okay, so there's this. I got my first fishing rod yesterday. Ooh, congratulations. That's exciting. Fishing is fun. Okay, so we have dark gray and medium gray options. Hey there. We have brown. So I think this brown might not be in the ball of yarn, but I think it still fits. I think this creamsicle will fit. And then I think these grays will fit. And then I have cream, which goes with the lightest part. Those are all cool. This is not the right thickness, but the color is right. Same problem here. Not the right thickness, but the color is right. So we could still make it work. And any other colors in here that I missed out on because they're woven somewhere in there? I don't think so. I think that's it. And then I could throw in another thing with some variegation, just like for a vibes-based thing. I feel like this doesn't work with it together, but that could. Wish I had some more like mucky colors to put in. I love a mucky color. I could do this as another pink. That kind of works, and it's just got little bits of other. Okay, so that's not a bad mix of colors. There's tons of this orange. So let's see what we can do to make that work. Like, what kinds of things could we do here? If this is our main, if this is what we're building around, right? So if that's what we're building around, then we're going to need to divide that into 4, because there will be one sleeve, one front, and one back, and then the front will be divided by 2. So we need 4 equally sized balls, and then one of those balls needs to be divided into 2. Sure, no problem. And then you are too thin, and you're too thin. But if we're putting you together, are you too thick? Is it acrylic? Yes, it's all acrylic. These are, most of this, I got 3 separate hauls on the weekend. We went to the thrift store and I got some there. And then my mom gifted me some, and then my sister gave me all of her stash. Okay, so if I put these 2 together, we're getting a similar thickness. So if I put this one and this one together into one strand, it's about the same thickness as this one is on its own. So I think that's what I'm gonna do, because I think you match, right? Yeah, you match. And that will give us another heathered option, which we love. I was gonna say you could steek it if it was wool. Steek. I could steek it. What's steeking it? Should I know that? Is that a thing I should know already? Because I don't know steek. What is steek? Who is steek? Okay. Is that where you carry the yarn along? The front of the cardigan, cutting the stitches to make the button. Oh, that's terrifying. Cutting a finished project that, well, it's not finished, I guess. Making a sweater and then cutting it on purpose. That's crazy. Okay. So now we've got a blue and white mix, which is good, and the white has other colors mixed in, like green. But still, now we'll have more than one mixed color, which is good. You don't want only one variegated yarn. That would be weird. Everybody would look at you like you're crazy. Okay, and then we'll have pink. Okay, this could work. This could work. I feel like we're getting a design started in my head. I feel like now we are on track. The scary one. Steeking is scary. What is steeking? Don't worry about it. It's too scary for you. Oops. So now that this will be almost done, I think the orange will look nice with it. I think that pink will look nice. The pink is a little thin. Should I mix it with another thin yarn? What do I have? Thin blue, thin pink. That might be too much. Thin, any other thin yarns? Green, too bright. I could do the thin yellow with the pink. Pink and yellow are nice. Blue and white, pink and yellow, orange. Yeah, this will be nice. This is a good little mix. And I think this will be enough for a full cardigan. There will be quite a lot of that creamsicle orange I think we're going to end up using. Sorry, this is going to take me a minute to wind up. Oh, fun! We're going to make a sweater. It's going to look, oops, it's going to look so cute. I do this thing when I make projects, though, where I divide up the yarn before I even start, and then I end up with all of these small balls of yarn. If I just worked it from the beginning, from these large balls, I wouldn't have so many small balls of yarn in the end. But it's like, if I don't do that, then I'm worried I'll run out of yarn. And then I'll be working on the last piece and I'll run out. Whereas if I do it by dividing it into 4 equal pieces, if I run out equally on all 4 pieces of the sweater, which I think is better. Okay. My poor tired hand. Okay, I think I'll mix the pink with the yellow, and that will create a good mix. I do the same thing, right? Because I don't want to run out and be like so annoyed about how I ran out. What am I going to do then? Pull back each other piece? No. I'll just store all of the scraps until I have so much scrap yarn that I'm going crazy, and then I'll make a scrap sweater. Isn't that what everyone does? Scrap sweaters. The best thing that ever was. Okay. I could also do the pink with the pale blue. I think the yellow might be a better option, though, than pale blue, just to create continuity. We're looking for continuity. No, we're not. We're looking for a unique cardigan that is obviously handmade. We're not here to look like we bought it. That's crazy. Why would I spend 40 hours on one project for someone to be like, where'd you get that? No. I want you to ask me, did you make that? Why, yes, young Padawan. Yes, I did. And you could make it too. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I come for a live stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 9 a.m. until 12 p.m. And I put out a new crochet tutorial every Tuesday. So 4 days a week, you can come to my channel and find content. Ma'am, this is a Wendy's. That's what happens for me. This is how my life goes. So, thank you for coming. Thank you for hanging out here while I figure out what I'm doing with this. Ugh. So many balls of yarn on the floor. Let's try and untangle them. Do my best over here to get all of the yarn untangled. The last sweater I did, I worked on all 4 pieces at the same time. A few rows on back, a few rows on front, then a few rows for each sleeve. See, that's a smart way to do it. But, Deborah, generally I make 2 of the pieces. One, the back piece and 1 sleeve. I make them off camera, and then I make 1 sleeve and 1 body piece on camera so that the tutorial doesn't take me 4 years to film. So yes, that makes sense. If you're just making something, for sure that works. But if you're filming it, it ruins everything. Don't film your work. If you film your work, it'll ruin everything. That is the moral of the story. Don't film what you love doing, because then it takes away all of the parts that make sense and are joyful. No, it doesn't. I still love doing it, but like, definitely makes it more work for me, because I have to keep parts of it because there's instructions. You know, I can make one sleeve without filming it, because you only need to make 2. Yeah, I never filmed my work, but it's true. That is a good way to do it, is to work every piece at a time. And I could, but then it would take so much longer to film. I like to sit down for like one full day to do filming, as opposed to having it take multiple days, because I have to take my camera down, set my lighting up. It's like a whole schleb. It's like a whole thing. Schlep? Schleb. Schlep. It's like a whole schlep. I make scrap blankets. Scrap blankets are a great way to get rid of all those extras. Scrap sweaters are fun too, though. Because then it's like a messy sweater, but it's comfortable and cozy. And it reminds you of everything you've made, because it's like all the colors of all the things you've made. And I love that. How is there possibly a knot? How is that even possible right now? I don't appreciate it. Come here, you little scrap ball. Ugh. Let's try that again. Let's make our way to the knot and untie it. A scrap blanket is such a good way, especially if you don't have anything to do with them and you don't want them. Make scrap blankets and donate them to a dog shelter. Because first of all, they're already scrappy looking, so they're perfect for being used many times, and rough use, which is like, you know, a dog at a shelter puking on it and it needing to go into the laundry machine. There, okay, knot has been removed. I mean, I guess I could do that with some of this extra yarn, because I was saying I don't know what I'm going to do with all of it. Maybe we need to make some shelter blankets for the shelter pups. I guess I'll have to call my shelter and ask what they're looking for, because I don't want to just make a bunch of things that are not helpful. I'm sure they have dimensions and whatnot. Okay, there we go. Look at how close those 2 pieces of yarn were. Those 2 balls of yarn were they were very close to the same. Okay, so now we've got 2 variegated ones, and I've got this pink ball of yarn, and I want to mix it with another thin yarn to make it thick enough. It's cute. I think that maybe I'll mix it with yellow. Do you think the yellow? There's no yellow in this, but there's also no bright green, and there's bright green in the other variegated one. I think that'll be okay. Pink and yellow. Very cute. Let's try not to ruin everything here. And just put this ball over here. After that, I think that's it. I think that's all we'll need for a cardigan. So I think we'll be good to start color planning where the colors are gonna go. Unless we do stripes, which we could. We have the opportunity to do stripes. I don't think I want necessarily to do stripes, but we'll see. Once I get the pink and yellow wound up together, we'll be able to see the colors more clearly. That creamsicle orange, it looks pretty, but I worry that it's not going to look pretty on me. So I think that'll have to be away from my face. Like, I won't put that around the collar. Even though there's so much of that creamsicle orange, I could probably make most of the project in that. That's a nice color mix. Very, like, calm. Calm and soft. We love that. Guess we could have done the pink with the gray also, but too late now. This is a good way to get rid of scraps also. If you have scraps that are in colors that you don't like, just put 2 pieces together that are different colors and you're going to create a new ball of yarn. Like, look, this is how the pink and yellow looks together. Isn't that cute? It's a cute little color mix. I think it's going to look good with the colors of the sweater. As soon as I can just wind all of it on to one ball. What do I want for a cardigan? I do love the idea of a granny square cardigan too. Okay, first of all, calm down, phone. Do you need to be making that kind of noise this early in the day? And second of all, I'll just plug you in. The drama. Are you plugged in? Ma'am? There. Success. Oh, golly. Let's just get this all the way wound up. Why use a yarn swift when I can just wind the balls myself? What? Ya dang bird. How did he get wrapped around so many times already? Come back over here, you. Thank you. I wonder if I could just put them both into the yarn bowl. That seems to work. How is it already 11:30? I'm not ready for the day. I have so much to clean up today, and I also have to prep for my dentist appointment. I don't have to prep, but I have to like get dressed in real people clothes, and I have to take off all my makeup. I don't know why, but when I go to the dentist now, I've gone one time before, I felt like they're gonna be very close to my face. I don't want to be wearing any makeup because you can tell when you're up close to makeup that it's makeup, and I'd rather just have a naked skin. So I'm gonna wash off all my makeup, put my hair back in a tight French braid, and then I'm gonna get a cavity fixed. Not a cavity, a filling. I'm gonna get a filling fixed. I guess we'll see what happens. They said they don't need to use freezing. That's what I'm looking forward to, is that it'll be painless. It's not gonna cause me any trouble. We'll see though. And then I need to come home after my appointment and finish tomorrow's video. It's finished. I just need to watch it through one more time because it's like 20 minutes long. So I want to just give it a final watch through, make sure that it's got everything I need. Oh, by the way, if you're not yet a patron, become a patron. If you have heard of Patreon and you've thought, I could support a creator I like, support me. Choose that. We could do with some Patreon growth. We have a private Discord server for everybody who's part of the Patreon, or a YouTube member. If you want to become a YouTube member, that's great too. I just say Patreon because it's been that for so long. But if you're a Patreon or if you are a member on the YouTube community, you get access to our private Discord. And our private Discord's kind of poppin'. Like, come on. Look at this. You can share pictures of what you're working on or what you've got. Look, I publish the video in here every morning, so you can just click it from here. And did you notice the picture in the actual thumbnail is the actual yarn I have? It's not even like a fake pile of yarn. I took a picture of the yarn. I show you all the stuff that I make. We show each other good memes. See, like Candace, either you're that person or you know that person. I am that person. I collect too many rocks. It's fun though. The live stream is fun. The Discord is fun. It's a nice place to go. Nice place to hang out. So become one of us. Join the Discord, join the Patreon, support the channel. I mean, click the like button if you don't want to support financially. I totally get that. I don't have any extra money right now to support anything anyway, but piece of yarn fluff got in my mouth. But anyway, like the video, subscribe, leave a comment, join the Patreon, join the Discord, all the things. Check out my Etsy. You know, if you've been here a while, you know February is a rougher month. September, October, November, December, those are the good months. And then January hits and it's like YouTube is like, you no longer work for us. We can't pay you anymore. And then January, February, March are usually like the tough times. It's the tough times. So join. Join to support through the tough times. What are you looking for? Oh. I like the way you reach. Alright, there's pink and yellow, blue and white, variegated multicolors. I think that this is good. I think we've got a good color mix here. Oh, so much fluff everywhere. What the fluff? What are you guys working on today? As I sit here and wind 1,000 balls of yarn. Okay, another ball finished. Little scrap ball. So now this will go into my scrap ball bin, bag, box. Big bang, boom, bomb, bam. Kind of shit I'm on you wouldn't understand. Okay, here we go. We've got orange creamsicle. We've got pink and yellow. We've got blue and white. We've got variegated rainbow. There's the 4 main colors. And then we're also going to have gray. Not very much, but we will have some gray. So here's what those colors look like from above. There's the color group. That pink and yellow is kind of hideous, but I think it won't be when it's put together. I think it's just because the yellow is hideous, but I think it'll look fine when it's all mixed in together. And then I also have a whole lot of this cream color, which will... Are you thin? You seem a little thin. You might need to be wound with something. What could you be wound with? You could be wound with a dark blue. With cream, that'll kind of look like that, though. Or we could do it with green and white. That doesn't really have any green. I like the pink. We could do pink and white. Or pink and cream. That way we'd have pink and yellow and pink and cream. Different pink. And different yellow. Or different cream, I mean. I say. Okay, we've got a thin red. We're not going to do red. We have a thin dark blue. I don't think I like that. I think a pink would be a good idea. I think pink. Think pink. Na 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 na. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, that doesn't look as hideous as the other pink and yellow. Hopefully. Pray for me. I think that you can go on the floor, but I won't put you on the floor because I think that I will think wrong. Okay. Yeah, good choice, good choice. Alright, that should be thick enough to fit in. So pretty much just the orange creamsicle is going to be the only solid color. Everything else will be either variegated or two strands held together. I think that'll look just great. A little spring cardigan. Love that. So I'm just going to wind this until it's about That's the sound of ice falling. Until it's about the size of these other balls of yarn that are sitting here. That should do. Yeah, that looks cute. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. I just have to believe it's all gonna work out. I need to do laundry so bad right now. It's literally like we're out of clothes. Can you tell? I'm wearing sweatpants and a shirt that does not match the sweatpants. It is laundry day, and the only things that we have right now are socks and underwear because I washed them all last week. Like I separated all our laundry and washed all the socks and underwear. So we have socks and underwear, and that's it. Everything else, it's like mismatched. We don't have any like, I need to wash like a lot of laundry. And I have not done it, and I've been avoiding doing it because I don't want to. Because I don't want to put it away. I'll wash it. I don't want to put it away. Can someone else do that? Like, I don't want to take it to a launderer. I just want to wash it and have someone come here and fold it all up in its own categories and put it all away. Please and thank you. Unfortunately, it's not how it works. Why is my life just a total chaotic mess? It is just, there's just stuff everywhere. What am I supposed to do? Clean up? Couldn't be me. Someday I will hire someone to help. Just let me believe that that's real and that that's true. I mean, I have more than one friend who have somebody come once every other week just to like dust and clean under the fridge or behind the fridge or behind the laundry, behind the stove, like places that I'm not cleaning. I'm not there yet. Someday. That day is not now. Look at it's mostly just craft stuff everywhere anyway. What would they even do? They'll look at me and be like, you are a slob. There's so much stuff everywhere. I don't even know where I'm going to put all of the yarn. There's no room to put it anywhere. All of my shelves are full. Pretty much I'm going to just have to put things away. Like away, like in storage. But what things? What will I put? Something somewhere. That better not frickin' fall. I have baskets of yarn. Cool. So once this is wound, then we can start. What color do we want the cuffs to be? Are we going to do them in a rib stitch, or are we going to do them in a straight across stitch, or are we going to knit them? I still don't know if I want to knit them or not. I'm building an entire cardigan off of one ball of yarn. This ball of yarn was what I wanted to play with, so I'm making all of these other balls of yarn so that I can play with that one ball. But I'm almost done. And then we can start. And it'll be so much fun. Oh, I also got a dermaplaner. I don't know if you have ever used one of those, like a razor for your face if you're a girl, because it's somehow fancier. And I dermaplaned my whole face. Can you see how smooth my makeup is sitting on my skin today? Like, look at this. It's sitting on it like it's my skin. Dermaplaning. I will do it again. Almost done. I don't think I want to do individual stripes. Sorry for being tardy. What great stories did I miss of your weekend? Looks like someone got yarn. I got like 100 balls of yarn. Do you still have a P.O. box? I don't have a P.O. box, but my parents have a business address because they're They have a working farm. So I've been using their address as my P.O. box, their business address rather, as my P.O. box. But I don't have one anymore. Why? You got an idea? You're going to send me seeds? Just kidding. Candace, I went to the thrift store and I loaded up on yarn. And then I went to my sister's house and she gave me her entire yarn stash. And then my mom showed up and she brought me more yarn. So I got 3 different sources of yarn this weekend. It was very lovely. It was a very good weekend for yarn. Good weekend for me. Lots of yarn everywhere. There was good yarn at the thrift store. Somebody seemed to have gotten rid of their entire stash. So I got 3 bags of yarn, like 3 Ziploc bags. And there was way more. I didn't take nearly as much as I could have. If my sister wasn't with me, I probably would have bought more. But she said, don't buy any more. I have so much yarn and I'm not going to use it. Take all of my yarn. And so I said, okay, I won't buy all of this because I know I'm coming to your house to take your yarn. However, if she wasn't with me, I probably would have also just bought more of that thrifted yarn. It was in perfect condition, lots of it with the wrappers still on it. Someone just must have just gotten rid of their stash. Okay, so here's the colors I'm thinking for our new cardigan. You tell me how you feel about them. If you hate it, you can let me know. Not that it'll change my mind or anything, but you can tell me. Why does the mic do this? Hello? When did I tell you that that's what I wanted? Thank you. Man, I gotta hit up that store. You really do. Okay, so here's the colors I'm looking at. We've got this one, which is like what I was basing the entire thing off of. And then we've got the orange creamsicle, which matches. Then we made 3 balls of yarn out of thinner yarns that are kind of all contained. And then there's gray, just because there's gray in this one. So now we can do kind of some fun stuff, hopefully. We could also do something like where we crochet one of the body pieces this color, one of the body pieces this color, one of the sleeves this color. You know, we could do something like that. But I think what I'm gonna do is divide each of these balls into 4 because the sweater will have 2 sleeves and 2 body pieces. So I need 4 equal-sized balls of yarn because a sleeve is roughly as big as 1 body piece. So it's roughly the same size, 4 of the same size pieces-ish. So if we divide these into 4, we'll know how much we can use for each piece. Following? You follow me? You here? You with me? So let's do that. The way I divide is visually. I'm not dividing them based on actual measurements. What I do instead is I just start winding a ball from the end, and then when the ball that I'm holding is the same size as the ball in the yarn winding in the yarn bowl, then I consider that an equal split. It's not perfect, but it's fine. It works. My sister was really into crochet for some time, and then Alistair was born, and then she kind of stopped doing it, and she just said, I am not willing to store any more yarn. Yes, I have seeds to send you. Oh, thank you. That's exciting. That is, what kind of seeds? I want to know, unless it's a surprise, and then I don't care. I don't care, and then I don't need to know now. But if you're willing to tell me, I'd love to know. Because garden season is so close. I'm so ready for it. It's already 11:40. My day is moving too quick. I need the day to slow down. I don't want to edit right now, so I need the day to slow down. Please and thank you. And you do have to hit up that store, Candace, because it's the best thrift store. Usually on the weekends, they have 50% off everything. This weekend, it was 25% off everything, and I was like, okay. I guess. That's fine. I'd prefer 50% off. I would have bought more. But that's okay. I bought a new mug at the same time. This is the new mug I bought. it's got trees, and the trees are not glazed, but the top of the mug and the inside is glazed. Isn't it pretty? I paid 50 cents, but I got 25% off. So I paid 37 cents, something like that. Oops. Jeez Louise. A good deal. And a pretty mug. I can't help myself. I love buying mugs. Mugs, handmade pottery. If I'm at a thrift store and there's a good mug and a good handmade pottery, I'm gonna buy it. I tell you what. I'm trying to decide if I should shower or if I should just braid my hair after the stream to prep for the dentist. I don't think it matters. I think I can braid my hair. I need to put on false nails today too. I took them off over the weekend. I wear false nails for my crochet tutorials, generally, not always, but generally. And I need to film tomorrow. What will I film tomorrow? Look at all this yarn I have to play with. What should I film? New video. Who this? Oh, right. I also forgot we're going to use brown in the cardigan. Brown is not actually in any of these things, but I like the color. So we'll make it work, because orange and brown are the same thing. Did you know that? Orange and brown are the same thing. Orange is just brighter and brown is just darker, but they're the same thing. If you go into your color dropper and you pick the color orange and then you make it darker, it turns it to brown. If you didn't already know that, you're welcome. I'm here to blow your mind. I'm almost halfway through this ball of yarn now. See, you can see the two different balls. This is, first of all, the same yarn. Isn't that weird? But two different balls are almost the same size. So we just keep going until the balls look the same size. Generally, my tension is about the same when I'm winding a ball of yarn, so it's not that big of a deal. My measurements tend to be pretty accurate. Not always, but I'll say generally. They're generally pretty accurate. So hopefully I can get them to be accurate enough that I don't run out of any yarn, because that is terrifying. Yarn Chicken is one of the games I don't love playing. However, I am pretty good at it. Okay, are you guys the same size now? Pretty much. I feel like you could have a little bit more. There. Cool. Cool. Okay, now they've been split, and now I can put the split in halves in here. Beauty. So there's the sleeves and the body pieces. Or one sleeve, one body piece, one sleeve, one body piece. Now I'm going to do the same thing with this orange. It's a nice orange though. It's not like a hurting orange. It's like a creamsicle orange. How do you wind your balls of yarn? I wrap my one finger 1,000,000 times until it's like too tight, and then I can slide my finger out of that twist, and then I turn it 90 degrees and wrap that until my fingers are like well wrapped, and then I grab it and turn it 90 degrees, and I just do that until it starts to form a ball shape. And then once it forms a ball shape, I just hold the ball of yarn with my thumb in the same spot and my middle finger in the same spot, and I just twist it in a rotation as I wind, and it creates a very nice uniform ball of yarn, if I do say so myself. It makes me feel like a little spider winding up my web. What? Why you yell for? I can feel the fibers. I know you grow zinnias, but I've sent zinnia seeds, milkweed, radish, cleome, feverfew. Wow, those are all so sweet. I'm excited about that. Milkweed. I feel like milkweed grows in my front yard. And every year I let it grow for the monarchs that will inevitably live there. But I want to I want to add to it, so that's cool. I'll try to add to it. I know that you grow zinnias. I will definitely grow zinnias, all the zinnias. And cleome, I love cleome. I have pink and purple cleome. You know what I had when we lived on the farm that I did not save seeds for because I didn't think it would matter, but now I'm like, that would have been good to grow. White cleome. It was really pretty on the farm. It wasn't something that I like thought about every day, but it did look beautiful with the purple and pink. Excuse me. What are you doing that for, ma'am? Why are you yelling? And who are you yelling at? I also love feverfew. This year I'm going to be growing 3 different kinds of feverfew. I have one that's already... Hey! No! No. Don't screech like that. She's looking right at me as she does it. Don't do that. No. Okay? Enough. Okay? If you want to come here, you come here. No screaming. You can come here, but you don't need to screech like that. Devil bird. She's cute. Yeah, you can come here. If you want to come here, you can come. Come here. Yeah, come here. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so here's the question. Why are there so many knots in this? I will be sending, where can I find the P.O. box number, parents' business address? I believe I may have to send it to you privately. I thought I had it just listed somewhere, but if not, I will send it to you. You're in the Discord, right? Can you message me in the Discord? If possible. Come here, Beelzebub. Ugh, I hate when there's knots. It makes me want to just, like, not even use this part. I wonder if these are from her granny squares, because she made, like, 50 granny squares and then was like, I don't want to do this anymore. So she said she took them all apart. So if I find another knot in this, then I will know this is a granny square ball and I will not use it, because I do not wish to see so many knots in my yarn. Oh my gosh, seriously, I'm going to say this every time I look at the clock. How is time passing so fast? It's too quick. I think I do see another knot already. This might just be a rewound ball. So I might have to use the whole skein that's on the other side of the room. We'll see. I know I don't want to use too much of this orange, just because it's orange and I'm not usually a huge fan of orange, but it's almost pink. Like, it's orange, but it's almost pink. It would be called like coral or salmon. Yep, look, I'm right. Okay, so I'm just gonna not use this because I will be very angry if I have to come across a million knots. So I'm gonna not use this ball at all, and we'll just call this a scrap ball, and I'll use the brand new skein to make my orange part. But that's okay. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay. So chilly still. Here it is finally warming up. It is like +4 degrees Celsius. So what else did I miss from the weekend? You missed that. What did I do this weekend? Did I already talk about it? I went thrifting. You usually have a much funner time than me. Well, I got to hang out with my sister and my mom and dad and Alex and Alistair and my sister's husband. Excuse me. Jeez. We all went to my sister's house and we had like an afternoon hang. And that was a lot of fun. I was saying earlier, Candace, that I am in so much physical pain. All my muscles are... Cleome is blue? Oh, that's exciting. Blue Cleome. I've never heard of blue Cleome. Sorry, ADD. I have to Google it. But I was throwing Alistair around, and I do that. I roughhouse with him a lot, and it's always fun, and he's happy and everything's good. However, my body is so tired. My body cannot handle. I don't see any blue Cleome. I'm cool with it, but I can't find it on the internets. Anyway, my body is so sore and I don't appreciate it. However, it was worth it. I can message in Discord. Okay, cool. Man, that shirt is begging to be colored. I know, right? Will you post it in plants? That way I can go to plants. Oh, no. Yeah, plants. Show me in plants and then I'll private message you back the address, if that works. Cool. I want to grow blue Cleome. That sounds fun. Anyway, I was throwing him around, Candace, and doing like just too much physical stuff where I was just like picking him up, lifting him above my head and like flying him around. But he's big now. He's not a tiny baby anymore. And we were looking at newborn clothes because my sister has been getting out stuff for baby Elizabeth, who is coming imminently. We basically hung out because it's like the last time that we're gonna hang out all together, probably before Elizabeth is born. She's coming any minute. But we were looking at newborn clothes and going, oh, it's so small. Look at how small it is compared to Alistair. He's so big. And it was very cute. Also, Alex comes into the house and says, hey, homie, to Alistair. And Alistair used to say, hey, homie. And now Alistair said to me, hey, homie. And I said, you're not homie. And he said, what am I? Or Alex isn't homie. And I said, well, what do you say to Alex? And he said, hey, homie. And I was like, well, what else could you say? And then I taught him to say, you're my ops. So Alex comes in and says, hey, homie. And Alistair went, you're my ops. Which is like young people words for the opposite of homie. Words are great. I'm really good with words, as you can tell. Sorry. Thank you. Coming to my TED Talk. I'm winding this ball so that it's half the size is what's going on. In case you're like, what is happening in this live stream? Oh, just sitting here winding balls of yarn. Totally normal things to do. Thanks for the clarification. I've never heard that one. The ops. The ops are like the opposition. So it would be like, you're my opposition. You're my ops. So Alex goes, hey, homie. And he goes, you're my ops. It's just cute. It's cute when Alistair says things that are grown-up words. And I said, I was tickling him and I was going, you're such a goofball. And then he came over and he wanted me to tickle him again. Like he wanted to play that game. And he said, I'm a goofball. And then like threw himself on my lap. And that was like how he said, like, let's play the tickle game again. It's so funny. I pick him up by his feet and I hold him over my head by his feet and swing him around. And then I flop him onto the couch. Don't worry. I make sure that I don't land him on his neck or anything. Flop him onto the couch, and then he stands up and he goes, "Again, Auntie Laura, do it again." I don't know where again came from instead of again, but he says, again. Can you do it again? It's very cute. Everything he does is very cute. Even if it's not cute, when he's doing it, it's cute. I meant purple Cleome. Oh, purple Cleome. Okay, I was like, blue? That's so different. I have, in my garden, I grew pink last year and purple, and both were so pretty. I love how the pink looks, but it's much shorter. I found the purple one ended up being like 12 feet tall by the end of the summer, whereas the pink one never really made it above like 4 or 5 feet. Still beautiful. All are lovely. I'm winding my third color into half-sized balls for the cardigan extraordinaire. I only have access to guest lounge in Discord. Oh, okay. If you post it there, that's cool too. I will see it there. Cool. I will do that. Thanks. I'm not well versed in Discord. Oh, sorry. I will re-add you. Sorry, I didn't add you back in. Thank you. I will add you back in. I can't do it right now. It requires like a couple minutes. So I will do it after the stream. I'll add you back into the main Discord. If you're not a patron, if you're not a Patreon member or a membership holder, we have a guest lounge in our Discord, which is like one room that you can enter in the Discord. If you're a Patreon member or a member on YouTube, then you get added to all of the rooms. So sorry, I didn't add you back in. So I'll add you back into the other rooms after the stream. And I will send you the address. It just requires both my hands and parts of my brain. I think this is gonna be cute. I hope it'll be cute. What if it's ugly? It won't be ugly. Anything handmade is not ugly. Right? I'm thinking how I want to do a knitted sleeve, but I'm remembering how much I hate doing the cuff when I'm doing knitting. Because it's like a magic circle in knitting, and I hate magic circles in knitting. Or magic loops. I don't know what it's called. Magic loop in knitting. I know it's only for a couple rounds, but I still hate doing it. Look at how cute my kitty cat is, wrapped up in a little donut. Okay, almost halfway. Pull you off, and pull you off, and also you. There. Perfect. He is so cute. I know. He's just a... Oops. No, don't. Why you do that? I hate dropping a ball of yarn and having it unwind. What are you planning on making? I think we're going to make a cardigan this time, Candace. A nice full front button cardigan. I don't know what the sleeves are going to look like, but the plan is a crocheted cardigan, but I think that knitted sleeves could be cool. Bell sleeved? Not this time. I don't like bell sleeves. I like having a sleeve that I can push up to my elbow. You know? There. Are you the same size? I think you're still a little bit bigger. I think that should do it though. There we go. Oh, Rohan just went like a big sigh. I'm telling you, the sun. Oh, it's a clear, beautiful, sunny day now. Okay, it's definitely gonna melt. My sister was like, 4 degrees is not warm enough to melt. And I was like, 1 degree is warm enough to melt. If it's sunny, the snow cannot survive. There's gonna be lots of loud banging noises today from ice falling though. Okay, there we go. Number 1 and number 2. Here's the colors I have already wound for the cardigan. I need to do this one next. And there's our colors so far. Those are the planned colors for this cardigan. But that's gonna have to be another day because I'm done now, which means I have to go spend a few hours finishing tomorrow's video because it's not uploaded yet. I'll do that, and then after I do that, I'm gonna be going to the dentist because I am a mature adult who will have no dental problems. Thank you very much. I received a bell sleeve cardigan for Christmas. It's beautiful, but it gets in the way whenever I try to do anything. That's what I'm thinking, is that I want the sleeves to be able to be pushed up. The bell sleeves are always going to fall down. It is for doing nothing, which I'm not doing a lot of. I'm not doing a lot of nothing. Okay, I love you guys. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you for hanging out today. I hope you had a good time. If you did, don't forget to click the thumbs up button. It helps the channel. And don't forget to check out tomorrow's new video, which is this very cute pot cozy that's going to be coming out tomorrow. And thank you to everyone who is supporting the channel this month. You guys are awesome. If you are not supporting the channel, join. And if you are, great. Anyway, I'll see you next time on Wednesday for another live stream. But if you want a new tutorial, come back tomorrow. Okay, love you. Bye.